Hey everybody, Open Panel Wednesday. How's everybody doing? I just got in the door. I hope everybody's doing okay. I'm just going to come over here and handle some business. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I will be there in a second. I hope everybody's doing good. It's been a really busy day. I'm just trying my best to, not be overwhelmed. When the spring and the summer comes, you get busy, get into some activities and all of that. And that's what I did. I will be telling you guys in 1 minute. I'm fixing something up. Hold on 1 minute while I fix up something. Give me 1 moment. I hope everybody's doing good. I am just trying to get this mode put on. And yep, and I'll save that. All right, that should be good now. So I just put on my subscriber mode only. Yeah, now I should be good. And I got everything going. Hey, 60 Plays. How you doing? Good to see you. Busy day. How are you? Trying to think of what we're going to talk about today since it's open panel. And I don't know anybody who wants to come up. You're more than welcome to come up. Thank you so much for my thumbs up. Oh yeah, before I forget, I got to say thank you so much to all my new subscribers. I was just looking at my back office last night and I see I got 100 more subscribers. I'm great. Hope you're well. Yes, I'm doing great. Busy day. Just coming in from a busy day, being in traffic, and I'm trying to de-escalate. I haven't de-escalated yet because I was running late, but my day went very well. I'm having really good weather here in Florida. I don't know about you guys, but it's warm and sunny. Today is 80 degrees. This is the hottest that it has been here in Florida. It has not been this hot all springtime, but it was 80 degrees today, nice and sunny and warm, feeling good. So I'm happy about that. I love the spring. Spring is my favorite time of the year. For everybody who didn't know what my favorite season is, everything is starting to bloom in my area, and I love that. I seen the flowers blooming. I see trees blooming. People are starting to come outdoors. Like all of the dining that is has the outdoor seating. Like all of that has opened up here in my area of Florida. So I was driving past and I saw people eating outside. This is wonderful. It's nothing like outdoor dining. Hey, Albert, how you doing? Good to see you. Hope you're having a great Wednesday, and I hope everybody else is as well. So I was saying to myself, it's time to do some outdoor dining. I'm ready. What is the weather where you guys are? Let me know. I'll be right back. I'm going to make sure I turn my phone off so my phone doesn't ring while I'm live. All right, I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So just so my phone doesn't ring while I'm live, I just walked in the door not even 10 minutes ago. So make sure my phone is turned off. All right. Phone is off. Good. So back to what I was talking about. So everybody is outdoor dining now in Florida. So I can't wait to get back into the lifestyle of, going to the pool, going to the beach. I feel like that's wonderful. What's your favorite thing to do in the springtime? My favorite thing is outdoor picnics, just outdoor in general, outdoor picnic, outdoor eating, just going for a walk, seeing everything bloom. It's just my time of year. I think everybody has their time of year where they're just very happy and excited. And this weekend, I'm going to be going to, what is it called? The Orchid Festival. And see all the pretty orchids that are blooming. Those are the things that I like to do. Things that I like to do is not necessarily things that cost a lot of money, but yeah, I find it very enjoyable. What are some of the things that you guys like to do for the springtime? I'm going to put the link in here if you guys would like to come up, as long as y'all not crazy. Because if you're crazy, I'm going to remove you and block you. So, what else was I going to say? Oh, anybody saw any good movies lately? I seen a few movies come out. What movies are out now? I seen Creed 3. Um, One of my best friends was telling me about it. She says that Creed 3 doesn't have the hype that 2 and 1 had. So I think the first Creed was my favorite. I really didn't care that much about uh I can't say I don't care about 3, but it doesn't look that appealing to me like the other ones have. Hey Edward, how you doing? Good to see you. Got a mod in the house? I'm a winter baby. They can have spring. No, don't say that. Don't ever, ever, ever say you're. How can you? I understand. Just try to explain it to somebody. I don't understand. How can you be a winter person? How? The coldness, the snow. Ah, explain. I need explanations. Hey, DJ Ron, how are you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I can't do winter. Y'all know I'm how I am. I love see in the winter you got to put on all these clothes. No, I as less clothes as possible. I like to be free. I don't even like to put on shoes. Is that because I'm mostly Caribbean? I don't know. I don't even like shoes. I like to be free, completely barefoot, barefoot and in the dress. Everybody has their season. I'm just playing with y'all. Everybody loves a certain season, but my time is springtime and I'm loving it. I have all my spring clothes out. I got my bathing suit. I'm ready to get in my bathing suit and have some fun. Go to all the water parks, every single water park that I'm gearing up for that they have in Florida, Adventure Islands, um, what is it? Sea World, Busch Gardens. So I'm going to take you guys along on the vlog. Of course, not with this unit, with my natural hair, because there will not be any embarrassments. I did that. I probably shouldn't be saying all of this. I need to be quiet, but I'm going to say it anyways. So one time I went to one of the water parks with one of my friends, and and I didn't know, I was young. I think I was like maybe 17 at the time. And I didn't know about, that you shouldn't wear a wig to a water park. So before I know it, I'm on the water slide and everything. And then next thing, I go down the water slide and then I see my wig floating in the pool. So that was my first and last time wearing a wig to a water park. I should have known better, But trying to be cute around your friends, it's a mess. I've seen worse than that. At least, when the wig came off, at least I had hair underneath. Some people don't have hair underneath, so eh, it is what it is. Oh, when you're young, you don't care about that stuff. I was just like, oh well, just shake your hair and just keep going. And then everybody was looking at the wig floating. I was like, whose wig is that? And I'm just acting like, I don't know. Whose wig is that? Yeah, crazy. When you're young, you do crazy stuff. I know I'm not the only one. I'm not the only girl. But I know a lot of girls do some stuff at the water parks that I don't. I'm not doing that. That's the stuff you do when you're like 20 years old. Y'all welcome to come up. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you guys. Did you guys see that thing in the news with the person? It was a car chase. A guy stole. This was in California. A guy stole a state trooper, the vehicle, the car, and was driving it in this high speed chase. And I guess when they caught up to him, and you know how they throw that, what is that thing called? That makes your tires go flat. I forget what it's called, but they threw that down and the tires went flat. And he jumped out of the car going 70 miles an hour. I was like, that guy's wow, he's crazy. Boy, people do some stuff in California. I see car chases all the time in California. I'm like, what is happening in California? I saw the story on my news page, but I didn't click it. Yeah. I only saw, I think I had saw, what you call it? I saw it from, what is his name? Callie. He's a YouTuber. Callie. He's one of my subscribers. But I saw it on his page. Stop Sticks. That's what it is. Thank you. Hey Lisa, how you doing? Good to see you. Happy Wednesday to you and everybody in the chat. What do you guys want to talk about today? As you guys can see, the StreamYard link for anybody who would like to come up, you're more than welcome. More than welcome. Oh, shrimp steaks. Okay. I didn't know what it was called, but that was that. And what do you guys think about what you call it? They have in the schools now, like there's no cursive, because I have a friend, and what grade is it where they're learning cursive? I think it's first grade or second grade. I believe it's first grade is when they're learning cursive. And she says in school now, kids don't learn cursive in school. And I was like, what? What is happening? It's starting to make me feel like I'm old or something. Still working, but listening in. Well, thank you, Lisa. Appreciate that. I was saying to myself, what in the world is going on? So now we got a generation of kids that aren't going to learn cursive unless you have an adult in the house that will go and teach that child cursive. Now it's not in the curriculum for children to write in cursive. I was saying to myself, what in the world is going on? So I was like, so what does that mean that people aren't going to, these kids now don't know how to sign? Because just about everything that you go to now, they have a thing where you sign signature, and signature, doesn't that mean cursive? So what's going to happen to these kids now? Hey, Panda Life Gaming, how are you doing? Welcome. Yeah, it would be a shame. I just feel so, I feel sad for this younger generation. I really do. I really feel sad for this younger generation, and it makes me feel older. It ages me every time when I'm like, what do you mean they're not teaching cursive in the school? Like, what is going on? But they're not. They stopped it. They said they don't have enough teachers to teach it anymore. They took it out of the curriculum. They said that it's not necessary. Lisa says, I'm going to teach my 14-year-old just to sign her name. Oh, okay. Good, Lisa. That's good. And if you don't have people now, like Lisa, or good parents, or maybe grandparents, aunts, and uncles to teach the younger people how to do these things, is that going to be something lost now in society? People aren't going to know how to write in cursive. When I was in school, I remember we had the paper and it had the blue lines and the red lines, and you had to all the loops and do it right. And we did that for like, I don't know, 30 minutes or an hour every day for a few weeks until we got it right. I guess they don't do that anymore. So I don't know what the curriculum now is in school. And another thing is that what they're not really doing in school now too is paperless. So the kids now, they have to email their assignments. I know, well, I have another girlfriend and her child is in third grade, and they don't write on the paper anymore. There's no written assignments. All of the assignments that they do in the classroom is they do, the teacher says go to whatever website that they have all of the worksheets and stuff on, and they have to email their assignment to the teacher. So it's no paper. So I'm like, so they're not writing. The kids now don't get papers back with, like an A+ on it. I don't know. I just think all of those things used to be so much fun. And it's one of those things, it's like that's gone. That's like disappeared now, unless you have homeschooled children or grandchildren or your nieces or nephews. If they're not homeschooled or they don't go to like a private school, that's gone. It's taken out of the public system. Well, I can't say everywhere, but in my area of Florida, they don't do that anymore. No cursive. Almost everything now is electronic. It's like they're trying to be like paperless. I want to know you guys' opinion. What do you think about that? Do you think that that's a good idea? I don't know how I really feel about that. Even though I don't have, I think the youngest person in my family, well, it's a baby now. My niece had a baby, so that would be it would be my great niece. Like when she grows up, it's a lot of things that I can't reference for her, like I can for myself. Hey, Sugar Love, how you doing, sis? You want to come up? The link, I'll put the link in the chat if you want to. Hey, April Showers, how you doing? Good to see you. Welcome in. And happy Wednesday to everybody. Yeah, I just think it's sad with the what's going on in society. Everything has changed. My dad would give us $20 per A from school, not only in individual papers, but report cards as well. Wow. Hey, sis.
Hey sis, I'm mad at you.
Why are you mad at me? What did I do?
Because I keep forgetting you're an hour ahead. So I've been waiting for you for a whole hour.
Oh, I'm an hour ahead?
Right. So when you put the time down, you're an hour ahead. So I'm
No,
thinking,
you remember I put it on my community tab that I was going to be running late. So I wasn't going to do the 2 p.m. time. I put it on my
no.
community tab I was going to do between 4:30 and 5.
Right, but you didn't put central time. Remember, it's almost 6 o'clock here. It's 6 o'clock, almost 6 o'clock here.
Yeah, it's almost 6 here too.
What time you at?
I mine says 5:46 right now.
Oh, we on the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were central time.
Hey, the word. Yeah. No, no, I'm not central.
Oh,
Hey, Six Bows.
because I was like, where is she? I was looking, I was
I
feeling.
told you I was going to
I
be
was
late today.
feeling. Now I knew you was gonna be late, but I was just thinking you was on central time.
No,
Hello,
I'm not central at all. I'm
everybody.
all the way
Hello.
Eastern time, sis.
Oh, I didn't know. Now I know.
Yeah, now you
Hello.
know. Don't be mad at me, sis. I couldn't handle that.
That's because I'll be fiending.
I was gonna. I said, I wonder what they would do if I cancel my time. I said, I'm not going live today. I
No,
said,
you
nobody would
kidding.
even miss me.
That's a lie. I will miss you. Hi, Golden
Oh, Golden
60.
came in. Hold on, let me
No,
check my
Golden
chat.
was the first one
Oh yeah,
here.
Golden was the first one in there. Hey, Golden. Well, she said she was here, so I don't know if she's gonna come back.
She'll be back. Edward, DJ Ron,
Yeah, everybody in the house.
Lisa,
Hey, the word. What's
Panda.
going on?
If you're
Six
able to share the
bells, six
live, please
bells.
share the. If you're able to share the live, please share the live, and
Yes,
don't forget to
please.
hit that like on your way in. But share the live.
That's what I'm talking about. My sis got me covered. What's going on, sis? What you want to talk about today?
Oh man, so many daily topics that I don't know if we want to do inspiration, daily topic. It's so much going
I
on,
know.
especially oh man. I didn't
I was just talking about the guy in California who stole the trooper's car and then jumped from it at 70 miles an hour.
what?
Yeah.
My. I want and then no. I wanted to talk about it, but I didn't know how to talk about it because of the YouTube censoring and stuff. But with the kids that happen in the school, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted the full. I didn't read the full story on it to even really talk. But did you read the full story on it?
Mm. No, tell me what's going on. I haven't heard the story.
Well, good. You can see it. You can pull it up and let's look at it
Okay.
together.
What's the name of the story?
It's about the lady who went into the Christian school and piled it up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do a little daily topics today, guys. Some days we're gonna switch
Into
up.
school. And shoots. Is it the one in Nashville?
Is that the most recent?
It says 2 days ago.
Yes.
It says a shooter in Monday's rampage at a private school in Nashville, Tennessee, went into the school
The
and
Christian school, right?
yeah.
Yeah, that's yeah, you should put that on
Let's see.
the
I'm
yeah,
gonna share it.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let me share it. Share my screen. Hey, Golden Girl, how you doing?
Hey, sweetie.
Okay.
It's like what is the world that we going? We oh God.
Okay. Okay. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's see. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to read it. Nashville school shooting, 6 killed by a 28-year-old ex-student in Tennessee. So 6 people, 3 children, and 3 staff have been killed in a shooting by an ex-student at a school in Nashville, Tennessee. 3 of the victims were pupils aged 9 or under
Mm-mm-mm.
at Covenant School. Police named them as, well, I ain't gonna say their names.
Right.
The adult victims were I'm not going to say the names either.
Right.
And this was at a private Christian school that had
Mm.
about 200 students, and it teaches pupils from 3 years up to around 12. Oh,
Now, what else to say? Because
Miss.
I didn't get to the point of did they find out why or whatever?
Okay,
That's the
it
part I
says
want to get to.
she was a substitute teacher working at the school that day. Um, I'm trying to get to the details of it, and police says the suspect was a 28-year-old
Oh.
who identified as transgender,
Mm-hmm.
and Hale was armed with 3 guns,
Dang.
including a semi automatic rifle and was shot dead by police. Um, Police received the call about the incident at 10:13 local time. The suspect drove to the school in their vehicle, got in by firing through one of the school's doors, which were all locked. The police show the the perpetrator using a gun to gain entry by shattering glass panes on the front doors and then wandering through the school's deserted quarters and with the rifle. You can see the picture right there where he shot through the glass
Mm.
pane. Mm. Okay, let's see. Oh, it says one officer was injured, rushed inside. Oh, and they shot the suspect dead.
Okay. It says a search of a nearby. Okay. A search of the nearby parked cars led officers to firmly believe that Hale was a former student. Okay, police spoke with the attacker's father during a search of the nearby home. Nashville Police Chief blank blank. Investigators found that the manifesto and a map. Okay, he also said the blanker had conducted a surveillance while planning the attack. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
After the shooting, parents gathered at a nearby church to be reunited with their children as abuse of children arrived. You know, is it a thing that is their attack? See, this is why I wanted to get into it and talk about the subject, because do they feel that they're being ostracized by the Christian community? Like he fired because he was a trans? You understand? Is this
Yeah,
going
that's all the
overboard?
thing. That's the thing that I'm wondering is because he says he went back. He was an ex student, so maybe when he was going to that school, maybe he was bullied.
Ah, or maybe they just didn't accept him.
Yeah.
Accept him. I mean, it's getting like really, really out of control, and it's
Hmm.
between like it's like you it's like being straight is a problem, or being a trans, like, because see, I told somebody to update. The Presbyterian Affiliated Community School is located in the Park Green Hills neighborhood. The mother of one of the pupils said her son has been left traumatized by the shooting. I think he's doing better now that he knows that the blank is blank. The
Hmm.
conversations we shouldn't be having, she added. With, yeah, but I mean, it's like it was not. I don't think there is anything that could have been done to stop it.
No,
Okay,
I think, and they said that the doors were locked,
right.
so they did everything that they were supposed to do. They followed the protocol.
So, and they said he popped through the glass and stuff. So,
Yeah.
it's, but the thing is, like, a lot of states, are they trying to say that? Hold on. Edward says they determined that he had no problems when attending the school. Okay, the word said, was it a boy turning or turn? I don't know the word, but Edward says that
I
they
don't know.
determined that he had no problems attending the school.
Oh.
So, like, what was like his mental case? And I see that a lot of people these days, like, you say somebody's crazy, you say somebody's mental, you say somebody has problems, but
Hmm.
they say it as a joke. They don't say it as, like, as this person is really mental, this person like really has problems.
Right.
And I don't think mental health is taken seriously at all. Okay, Edward said, Edward knows the story. Thank you, Edward, for
Oh,
filling
he
us
knows the
in.
story. Okay, I don't know about it.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I be watching. Thank you for filling us in. Oh, wow. Edward, come up.
Exactly. Since you know so much, Edward, tell us. He lived with
Anyway,
his
if you got
parents
the
and had a
time,
total
come
of
up.
5 firearms. Wow.
Anyway, if you got the time, come up. Oh, we're gonna have to go through a bunch. Oh gosh, there go Carter.
There, Carter, be quiet.
Carter. Call me for a second. What?
Okay. Yeah, but I think this is amazing. What this story is amazing. I'm gonna stop sharing now.
Okay, he
Uh,
says
let me see.
they don't know what the motive is at this point.
Mm-mm.
But the thing is, you're not, if somebody truly believes in that book, you're not going to force them to into your lifestyle. Just like they had I forgot which African country it was. And
Yeah.
even though they had severe punishment for people who live, are you at work, who live that lifestyle, but then they want to get on you can't tell somebody in their country what should be allowed and what shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
allowed. I mean, then that's when you leave there and you ghost. Ain't that how America was created? People couldn't they couldn't pray how they wanted to pray and all, and then they came to America. So then you may have to leave where you at to practice or live the life the way you want to live it. You know,
Yep.
I think everybody should, whatever your lifestyle is, be happy with it. But I was raised, and this is why I try to report all the time, that what you do in your bedroom is in your bedroom. It's
Yeah, it's your
like
business.
right. It's not. But the police said the Uders manifesto resented being sent to the school and targeted the school principal. Okay, sexy.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think like what you like is not a lifestyle. That's just what you like.
Mhm.
And I think that it's gotten so out of hand that people think it's became a life. No, it's not a lifestyle. It's just you just like the same. It's not like a celebration on it. It's just like no, this is just who I like. And then
Yeah.
you come out with who you like. Because somebody was telling me, well, they're mad because I don't think they want to come out. I said, then you have to respect that. Do they love you? Do you be with them? They was like, yeah, you said yes to everything. I said, they don't have to get on a billboard and say, hey, I'm whatever, whatever. You know, don't
Mm-hmm.
they get mad at their own set of people because how, like some people, you don't even know if they got a boyfriend or girlfriend. Some people really keep their business to themselves, and you
Yeah.
have to respect that.
Well, for me personally, I feel like you should. Everything don't need to be everybody's business.
Hmm.
Okay, 60 Place says, and he had other locations planned as well as
What?
family members he was going to take out, as well as
What?
family members he was going to take out. Mm.
What? Then 60, you need to come up.
Yeah, they know way more than we do. I didn't even hear about this story.
Nigeria has oppressive law, but it's there though. It's there. It's there. It's
It's
there
still
though.
there.
It's there. It's there, baby. It's even in their movies now. I know. I watched
Hmm.
them. Is
Hmm.
when they started letting their movies when they started letting their movies hit our airwaves.
They have
it,
to put that in there because
that
it's over
exa-
here.
that's right. Once they
Mhm.
movies hit Netflix and everything, oh, so that has I seen one. I almost passed out because I've
Mhm.
never seen it ever in one of my little African movies, and I'm like, whoa. And
Yeah.
then now you starting to see it a little. They're normalizing it more there, so the people won't get shocked. So it's not Nigeria. I don't know if it's Ghana or something, but each president they try to put on the spot. Watched as it unfolded yesterday and saw the chief police on CBS with Gail King.
Oh, he saw it when it was happening yesterday.
Yeah, because I was like up and down on my Instagram. That's all you seen was people saying, well, how much longer is this going to happen? But
Mhm.
you cannot, like, you never know when that ticking bomb is gonna poof.
You
So
don't.
so you can't prepare for it.
And then okay, now let's go into this. What do you all think about, okay, it may be controversial to some people, but my personal opinion, when a child is living in a house or anybody living in a house, now kids are saying the parents invaded their space. Kids don't want the parents going in their room, searching the room. If it was how I grew up as a child, there wasn't no, that's your room. You don't pay no bills in here. I'm going to go through anything I want to go through. They got how there's no way that I could be making bombs in my room because how my mom used to toss my room.
Ask my son, do he got a doorknob on his door? I kept knocking on the door. I'm like, you won't lock the door. I said, oh, really? I
Oh
got that. I
yeah,
went and got that hammer.
lock the door if you
Boom.
want to. It will be busted open.
Yeah, I bust that. It's busted right open. But no, but see, that's the problem. It's like they I- you give it. I can understand listening to your kids and
Mhm,
hearing your kids out so they
mhm.
can release it. But that doesn't mean okay. It just means I heard you. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
understand how
like
you
that's what
feel.
my mom used to say. So you can say how you feel, but that's not going to change
Hmm.
what I think about it. So
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
that's what it is. What it is.
Yeah. That's what. So a lot of these kids, because of what they see and all these, and let the kids in. I mean, that's just like with the Dwayne Wade situation. How
Mhm.
do you how like well, how did that consist of an NAACP award? I'm still trying to figure
Oh,
this out.
I didn't hear anything about it. I'm so behind in the news. What's happening with that?
They won't stop until we have serious. Exactly. What happened was, oh girl, we got to do daily topic. I got to tell you to text you to DM you the topic so you can go over it first.
Yeah, you gotta give me some so I can know what we talking about. I haven't heard this at all.
My mom invaded my privacy. She took my door. That's what happened when we were younger. Yeah, I remember them days too.
Oh,
I remember them days too.
my mom didn't what you call it? We didn't even have a door. The
Yeah,
only
the
thing that we
curtain.
got because we were girls, my dad put a sheet
Uh,
there to respect our privacy because we were girls, but we didn't have no door because one day me and my sister was acting up. My dad said, oh, you grown? Huh. I paid the bills in here. Took that door right on off, and all we got was a sheet that was taped up to the door,
because
and that was it.
they're trying to, I'm gonna get back to Dwayne in a second, but they're trying to get it to
Hey,
whereas like
TSM.
we were abused and or our parents abused us and everything is now abuse.
Yeah.
But then with the next breath, you're saying these kids don't have no respect. And look at this generation. Like you can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Well, I always say, like my mama used to say, when the government starts paying the bills in here, they can rule what happens in here. But since they don't pay no bills in here, if you disrespect me, my mama would case you up in a corner in a second.
No, when the government give birth, I don't care if the government does pay the bill. I'm still your mom. I don't give a who pay the bills. Cause
No, but what I'm saying is
uh,
the
but
government
I
wants
was
so much control over things, but they ain't gonna do nothing to help you. And when your kid is out of control, they're gonna say, "Oh, why didn't you do anything about it?" Because you wouldn't let me.
hmm
Everybody now, all the kids now say, "Oh, you can't touch me because I'll call the police."
girl. If we thought,
Mm.
if we thought about it, our parents heard us and said, here's the phone." And
Mhm.
then when you get back, I'm gonna do it to you again.
Oh, my
Yeah.
mom already said if you call the
Uh,
police, you're gonna
uh,
have to. My mom said, "You call the police on me, you can never come back here."
they would pass you the phone.
Mm.
Our parents like gave us rules and regulations. Like
Mhm.
if you ever get arrested, don't call me. Like, if we ever
Oh
do this,
yeah, my mom always said that.
they gave us certain rules to let you know once you get you get out there, because they're never gonna fully know everything that we do. And
Mhm.
it's that's just how it is. Like we'll never know everything our kids do. We'll never know nobody's everything. But they just let us know the main things. If you hang with this
Right.
person, and if you do this, do not look for me.
Hmm.
And back in the days was there. If I come up there, I'm gonna tear you up in that, in that jail and leave you
Listen,
there.
and it
And
wasn't
leave you
even
there.
it wasn't even your parents. Back in the day, your teacher used to get with you.
I think after first grade, that for me, that's when that stopped.
Yeah.
Because the first grade, I was the only one who did not get hit with that paddle. And I think
Mm.
right after that, they changed that. But baby, I never liked to get in trouble. I never
Yeah.
liked, yeah, I wouldn't want to be the one. I don't want to be in no trouble, even though I'm a trouble child. But I ain't never like to get in trouble. But I say I'm
Well,
not
I
saying
can't say that because I had so many siblings. Listen, when you got nine siblings, come on, come
but
on.
baby, so I think right
We
after
used
that.
to we used to be having some fun in that house, but boy,
Oh, that one too. Yes. Call the police and make sure the ambulance get there. Oh my God, the word. You taking me back. You're taking me back. That one too. Oh, yes, yes, and yes.
mm, yeah, my mom used to say that all the time too. Tell about you better think about say, do not make me waste your 25 cents calling me from the jailhouse.
Now you know it wasn't 25 cents when we was young, girl. It was 10 cents. Stop. It was 10 cents. But you don't want
Yeah,
to tell your age, okay?
yeah. I was just saying.
It was a dime.
It was a
Here's my
dime.
number in the dime. Call me
Yep.
anytime. They didn't say quarter. Now,
They ain't say
and
no
then
quarter.
and
Mm-mm. It
then
was a
when it went
dime.
to then when it went to a quarter, I say, here's my number in a quarter. Call me when you wanna. Call me. Glad to change it up because that's when it went up to a quarter, right?
Yeah, that's when it went up. Hmm.
But it was there, was a but and now it's but either way, a lot of things that it's like they making everything that's moral not moral, and whatever's
Hmm.
not moral,
There are
they're
no
making it
morals
moral.
anymore.
They
Everybody
are
just
not.
says anything goes. But the issue that I have with when people say anything goes comes with consequences.
Yeah,
Yes, everybody has the right. You have the free will to do whatever you want to do. But then the consequences of your action. Now who's going to bail you out? Now who's going to supposed to pay for that? The taxpayers?
well,
Because your mama didn't whoop your butt. Mm-mm.
I mean, even if you didn't whoop it, some kids didn't really. Some kids needed a little. Even even wasn't a beating. They needed that. Sit down, and that look that go with it. Sit your
Mm.
butt down.
Well,
They
I was
needed.
one of those children that my mom could have beat me from the sun came up to the sun went down. It did nothing for me.
You do have kids like that too. And then I
It didn't do
realized,
nothing for me. It was like the more my mom would beat me, it encouraged me to do more bad.
yeah, me and me, our type of person, I never got in trouble for the same thing twice, right?
Mm.
So if I got in trouble for that, then I always found another way to do it. So it never. So you can't say I did it again, right? So I always got in trouble for new things. I was always creating new things to get in trouble for. I'm like,
Well,
I,
I
I
always got in trouble because I got so many siblings. So it was always somebody to go hang with. They'd be like, "Hey, let's do this. Let's us, two of us,
mm-hmm,
or
mm-hmm.
three, or four, or five. Sometimes there used to be like seven of us. Yeah, what we gonna do? We were our own group, and then my mom would say, "Who did it?" And nobody gonna, because I wasn't gonna say it, because I wasn't gonna take.
You the
I'd rather get
youngest.
one beating from my
Yeah.
mama than seven from my siblings. Mm-mm.
But it's
No,
like everybody at least. But look, we came out all right. People like,
yeah,
oh,
we
that's
did.
abuse, and even now, like the minute like somebody even voice an opinion, they got you as a horrible. It's like every time somebody have an opinion about anything that's moral, you such a horrible
Yeah,
person.
you're so cruel,
And then
and
or
that's abusive. Everything they call abuse now.
And if you like in the entertainment business, you can't even make a comment, you get blackballed, because we have,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't, but then again, like, you can't say nothing about the A B C D B F G people, right?
Yep.
But
A B C D E
but
F G. Mm-hmm.
but when you hear them talk to each other, I'm like, they say the things we would never say to them, but it's
Mm-hmm.
okay. But if we say the slightest thing, it's like they go after, they are their own mob. They go after people. They would take your career is going, everything is going. And then, but when you listen to how they talk to each other and how they talk to females, like,
Mm-hmm.
why would you call a female fish? And you don't wag. We can't. It's like you can say whatever you want about the straight people, but the straight people cannot say anything about you.
About them. Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I
It's
why,
two different standards.
right? And then
I
we have,
noticed that too. And on the job, if you say anything about any of them, is you're gonna get fired. But then they can harass you and say all kinds of things and talk about, your clothes, your hair, your everything. Thank
and
you, TSM.
their mouths are reckless.
Yeah.
They mouths are reckless for a living because they love to read you. And I'm like, but you can't say, and you could just say one word to them, and next thing they're gonna jump on you. And I'm
Mhm.
like, no, if you could dish it, you should be able to take it. Now, the hatred is something different. If
Yeah,
you
that's
have
that's a
hatred for
different.
them,
Mhm.
that's something totally different. And that's what's not proved. Like, they would be in they would get you for being insensitive when their mouths is way worse than ours. Now,
Reckless.
if it's hatred, now we have a problem. And
Oh
that's
yeah, I don't believe in hatred for
right.
anybody.
And that's what they never seem to prove before they wreck somebody's life. They never prove, okay, they will say, oh, you don't like. Okay, nobody, a lot of things people don't like. But before
Mhm.
you prosecute somebody, and like, somebody, I know some people made like tweets, like, I didn't even know you could do this, but that's why I don't retweet and stuff like that. Like, maybe
Mhm.
10 years ago, and somebody done saved it. And now they bring it back 10 years later. Now some people apologizing, going on an
For
apology
something that
thing.
they said they tweeted 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5, 10 years ago. And I'm like,
Mhm.
that is like so crazy. And then um you had like Dwayne Wade, because he won the court case against his first two sons' mother. So, being that he was able to now legalize her name, and if her changing
Yeah,
his
changing
body, and I'm like,
genders.
and that consists of an NAACP award. Y'all get a, I'm like, of all the things people do on this earth,
Yep.
that's an NAACP award. I mean, and he's still a kid.
Yep.
He's still a kid. And now you can do what you want as a parent, but that's something to say. People going to sit there in the room and say, "Hey, you deserve an award for what?" So then that means you should give every parent an award for if their child is transgender. They're all on the NAACP awards. Then he's not the
Yeah.
first parent. Give it to all of them. Then
It's crazy what is going on in today's society. They just make everything seem like what is black and white. They trying to say it's red or yellow or purple, and no matter what you say, they gonna say it's red, yellow, or purple. So you can't convince them. You ain't gonna change their mind.
and then we now have to. I forgot in school. It's another article in school. I should have screenshot it so I'll be able to find it again. But we now have to go by the lingo that they give us.
Mhm.
Now, I have to go by a cis woman. Like, what the is a cis woman? Well, what is the, like, y'all want us to go by these? No, I'm not none of, well, what is that? Or we
Mhm.
can't say mother anymore. or
Oh yeah,
father
that was a hot
anymore.
topic that I went to, me and my friends went in on that because like I said, I told you my friend, she has a second grader and I got another friend who has a first grader and they cannot say your parent anymore. They have to say guardian.
Or birthing something.
Yeah.
I'll be
They
damned.
cannot say your mom or your dad anymore. They can't say that. They have to say
But see, but then
guardian or some
my
other word.
child would stay in trouble because I be he better my kids better always say mom. And
Hmm.
my nephews and them always better say auntie,
Yep.
but especially a mom. I don't care if I turn myself into a man. I still birthed you. I'm not a birthing person. I'm your mother. And for
Yep.
you, for
Oh,
so
that's
my
what they're calling it now, birthing person.
yes, birthing person.
Hmm. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah, that's the new term. And then they
Mm.
they they because of let me tell you how these peoples are something else. So because of that, so Coretta Scott King, right? Not Coretta Scott King, Rosa Parks.
Right.
Now they had this the books changed 3 times. So you couldn't identify was that a man or a woman that in our black history. So now they crossed over and they said they did that because of the male and the female pronouns and stuff like that. So how did that cross over into our black history?
I
So
know.
and they changed it 3 times. So before now you don't they just said somebody sat in the bus. Somebody sat in the bus back and did not want to give up the seat. And that's what it is now. That so they
Well,
changing the school books now to
and
modify.
and another thing that I don't like that they're doing in the schools, they're saying that kids can't read certain books anymore in the schools because it what do they say? It stirs racial tension.
They're trying to put the two things together. That's what I was telling you. They're trying to
Hmm.
merge it together to make it seem like they want that they're suffering. Their suffering is compared to our suffering.
Yeah, that is all the same.
It is not.
Yeah,
It will never be.
it will never be. But I don't understand why would you want to cancel something that happened in history? What happened happened. You can't erase it and go back. And it's important for
They
everybody
are.
to know what happened. And that's what's happening now. I'm like I'm so happy that I don't have any young children right now because
No,
oh
but
my goodness.
even so, you still have to be on alert for when you do speak to kids. Or because you could be having a just a regular conversation. It could be a kid while you sitting in the office or something, and you may have to say, "No, Coretta Scott King was a black woman, that
Hmm.
sat in the back of the bus and who didn't want to give up her seat, and the that was
You
the
mean Rosa
start of
Parks?
yeah, Rosa Parks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's even though you may not have the, but you still because these are the new books that they're making, and I mean
Mhm.
even teaching them about the mom, the dad. What I mean is together or whatever. I'm like, then you didn't teach what happened with all these STDs. The people
Mhm.
forgot about the HI and stuff like that. Like when you're not
Mhm.
teaching them about that, you're not teaching them about conception. You're not even teaching them how to be asexual. Like get married first. They forget all the more things that's morally. Let's
Yeah.
just forget all of that.
All of that is out. That's thrown out.
You shouldn't. I believe that shouldn't even be talked about. Period. I believe kids should just be kids.
Yep. They put so much into school and now even everything in school now is political.
Hmm. Even when we was young, when it was everything was majority, because they did still have that on the side. We just didn't know. But when everything was heterosexual, they and up until the Brady Bunch, they had kept the men and women in two different beds. Remember, I Love
Mhm.
Lucy. So they never even showed us a man and woman in the bed.
Well, I think the first time I had saw uh um I think it was a big controversy. I remember being maybe 7, 8 years old, and the first time I saw I Love Lucy, and it was one bed, and I was like,
Now I think the Brady Bunch was the first one.
it was a Brady Bunch.
Was the Brady Bunch was the
Oh,
first?
okay.
It
Well,
was
I
the
knew it
first
was one of
show.
them, and I was like, because you know when you're watching the show, you're always used to seeing two beds, and then
Right.
all of a sudden you saw one, and it was like,
Because they knew that they wanted kids to be kids. And so why is it different now? Why kids still can't? If we was able to, if they thought that much about us for us to stay kids long as possible, why is that not the same thought now for kids to stay kids long as possible? That's just what I'm
well, I
saying.
think the problem is, I believe, my personal opinion, I'm not saying everybody else has to think this way, but my personal opinion is that it goes back to the parents, because as a parent, you have to make a decision of what your kid is going to do and what your kid isn't going to do. And if your kid is, how can a kid dress a certain way or eat certain foods or do certain stuff unless the parent allows it? And
Nah, the outside influence, baby. I'm telling you, the outside influence will trump you every
no,
time.
I know the outside food. I'm just saying things like their clothing and things like that. They can't get that. The parent has to buy it. Like, you know how, like, when the kids come to school and they have these provocative looking clothing. How
Yeah,
do
but
they get that to
yeah,
wear if it's not the parents?
nah. You
The
would tell
parents
your
want
friend, bring me that outfit. I told you, I seen the kids go in the bathroom one way, come out the other way. You'll tell your friend, bring you the outfit. You get into school, you change it, and then you take it back off. You go back home as a regular kid.
it. Hmm.
Like even with the music now, see the difference was like we didn't have Walkmans and stuff wasn't out yet. So the only music was played we'll have was was the only music was played was whatever the grown up played. So you
Yeah,
didn't have the
just what
leisure,
was on the radio.
right? You didn't have the leisure of putting on your headphones and hearing what you wanted to hear. So our parents always knew what we was listening to because it was whatever they played. But
Hmm.
now kids these days, they got their headphones in their ear. So we don't even know what music they're listening to, even if we say don't listen to it. And then besides that, if you're in the public domain, so you can't even say people like I don't play that for my kids. They're gonna hear it anyway. Anytime they
Hmm.
step out the house and go into a public domain, that's what you hear cars driving by. I mean, it's like you have to.
Yeah.
That's why you have to explain to your kids about these things, and then like I parent, well, you hear this, you hear, as long as you ain't doing this in my house, and I didn't raise you, and you could, like I said, you have to try your best, but that's
Yeah, a
raising
parent
kids.
can only do so much, but
Hmm.
I feel like it does come at the end of the day. I feel it comes back to the parenting.
Hmm.
You can't do anything because if a kid wants to do something outside of what you've taught them, the principles that you've given him, then him or her, then that's up to them. But a lot of parents now, this is like a switch in what we were talking about, but why is it that the parents now want to be their child's friend and not
Hmm.
parent them? I'm so sick of it. I see it all the time. Like
Yeah.
I'll see a parent and their child out, and they'll be saying, "Oh, buy me this, Linda," or "Come on, Tom, I need your credit card." And I'll be looking like, "Really?"
And
And that's the
then,
mom and dad.
yeah, and then on that makes it now these kids feel like there's no consequences for whatever that they do. Hey,
You
CC,
see?
so now that we taken away the consequences factor because we feel, oh, it's their life and let them do. No, you're gonna have a lot of life. Take your time.
Mhm.
You're gonna have a lot. If God bless you, you're gonna have a lot of life. Have fun. Go on the swings. You don't see kids on the swings no more.
Yep, you
You
don't
don't
see
see
kids on
double
swings.
dutch no more. I mean, you really
This is a one too. You don't see little girls like I used to when I was growing up. I know I'm aging myself now, but all the girls walked around with a doll.
no, we all of
You
us
don't
did
see
not.
you don't see girls now with doll babies. Like my mom would say, now they have a real baby.
You got that right. But even I didn't like dolls, but it
Oh,
was
I did.
so I
I loved
couldn't
my
stand it.
dolls.
I couldn't stand them things. I just never seen the
Well,
purpose of it.
my mom was bootleg. I didn't get a real doll like from the store. My mother made my doll.
I would have preferred that.
She made sure that I had a culturally appropriate. My mom said, if you're
I
gonna play with a doll, I want it to be somebody who looks like you.
I, I would have preferred that. I like
Well,
stuff
that's
like
what we
that.
got.
I would have cherished now. For somebody to make me a doll, that would have made me be in love with dolls, and I would have cherished it. But as far as
Mhm.
buying me a doll and it only had half a hair, it looks like it have a whole head full of hair, and then when you
Yep.
lift it up, the other half is going in the back. I threw that daggone thing. Well, I don't want to do with this. That the way I even got a whole head full of hair. And then I'm like, well, I'm always trying to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Because it came with one set of clothes. Like, how many times is it gonna change? What I'm not because me, I was more of an active person. So I'm like, what I'm gonna do with this doll? Okay, they got a half a hair, and even they have here, like sometimes like you may play with the hair here and there, even though it was a
Mhm.
half a head. But then after that, I'm like, what am I to do with this? But a homemade doll, that means this feels like more like I don't know how she made it, but it feels more like a pillow,
Oh,
because they
it
have to
was.
flip it
See,
right.
the whole thing is that
Hmm.
well, I don't just say it. I grew up spoiled. My mom took us to the clothing what is it, the fabric store, and she would say, "What kind of material do you want for the dress for your
Hmm.
doll?" We got to choose what kind of hair. Would you want brown hair, black hair, you know? All of that. We were spoiled. My mom made all of us, dolls that looked like us. My mom said, if you're gonna play with the doll, it should look like your mama,
Right.
your grandma, your auntie, somebody representation.
Now, like I said, them that I would, but like I said, I was more of a physical person. I want to get out there. I want to jump. I wanted to jump rope, and back then that's when we had the telephone guy used to bring the cable, and we used to wait outside for that cable guy to come so he can cut us some of that cable so we can play
Yes.
double dutch. So we
Mhm.
wanted to play. I had to play like the double dutch and the still the bacon and then the stick ball and
And
still the bacon.
we used to use rocks. I don't know what people talk about chalk. We did not have chalk growing up. We used rocks.
Oh, for the make the indent in the ground. Yeah, yeah,
That's what we
yeah.
did. We had rocks. I was like, these kids now spoiled. They got real chalk. We did not have chalk. We used to use regular rocks, and it would be like white chalk.
Even it's still the bacon. I used to love that one. When you gotta go grab and whoever get the can or whatever
Yeah.
you got there for. But you don't see that no more. It's like
Mhm.
everybody, like these kids are all grown. They're young but grown.
They're young, but they're grown. Yeah. I see like my friends' kids, and like she got what you call a holster that she put her cell phone on, and I'm like, this girl is 7. She doing with a cell
Hmm.
phone holster because that
Hmm.
means because she's on her phone all the time.
Yeah, and then that keeps her from bothering her. I'm not saying that
Yeah.
about your friend, but I'm just saying in general, they keep that keeps them busy. So you out of my hair, and I
Yep.
think the
So you can
video
leave me
game,
alone.
right? The video games, they do that, But again, it's sad because there's no family shows no more. So
Mm-mm.
it's not like we can say, okay, it's family time. So whatever they're watching on their phone, it's the same thing that will be on TV. So it's not like you can say, well, cut that off and we can watch a family show together because that's ratchet. And what
Yep.
they got and what they watching in their phones is ratchet. So everything
Yep.
is like so ratchet. So there is no family time no more. People they don't even eat the same time no more because
Or there is no, it used to be the order of the day. Every Saturday and Sunday, we used to be eating family dinner together.
mhm,
Without,
mhm.
like, I know, like Monday to Friday, sometimes, you would eat dinner together, but for sure, Saturday and Sunday, the whole family ate dinner together every
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday.
Yes, and I remember, depending if your parents went to church, they would, prep everything on Saturday and make sure
Hmm.
everything was so Sunday come right after church. You heat it up, or you finish, or you put it in the oven because you prepped it or whatever. It's like none of these things are done now, and then they're trying, like I said, with this AI stuff. People don't understand, and they better understand. Everything is going to be AI soon and cashless.
Everything, because robots have taken over everything because there's no more human experience.
I get so offended when I go to these stores. They're like self checkout. I'm like, no, I'm going to wait on this line. People are like, because they make it so that it's only two cashiers and it's like 4 or 5 self checkouts to make you say, because they know people have a thing with time. So they make you go. And
Yeah.
what people don't understand is the more you use the real people, the less. Because see, now, like when you used to go to fast food restaurants, it used to be nothing but cashiers there. Now you may see one or two. And when you go in there, you got to push this and push that and push. And
Yep.
that is so aggravating.
I stopped going to that completely turned me off. And I
Mhm.
said I'm done with McDonald's because last time I went to McDonald's, they only had one person working in drive-through, and you had to go to the kiosk and put in your order and pay right there with your card or cash. And then the I guess one person who was making the food would come and bring out the food for the people who ordered from the kiosk.
And then you can't explain. And the main thing I
Yeah.
hate, and I'm sick of doing this, but what are we gonna do? I'm sick of arguing with these. Every time you make a phone call, they want you to talk to the computers first. And now these computers, they done got a little funky with you now. They got to do it at the
Oh, they
computer.
have an attitude, and every
I
time,
be like,
like,
hold up. Like
when
before,
you
you could
call
keep
them and you
pressing
ask them a
zero.
question, when you ask them a question, that they're like, um, "This is the number to go through the automate." I said, "I don't want automated service. I want to talk to somebody."
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did not hear that correctly. If you would like for me to repeat this, or press yes or no, and then say this. Oh, I didn't understand. So why you keep telling me to say if you don't understand it? Then and then some of them got funky now. I'm like, well, they got the computers getting funky now. What you gonna do? Argue with a computer? But they got you literally arguing with computers on the phone till you get to a
Mhm.
regular person. I'm like, this, I can't
Oh, and
take
and
it.
this is and this is the part that irritates me, Sugar Love. When you finally get to talk to somebody,
Oh
it's
God.
somebody in a foreign country that has
Oh
an accent.
man.
Oh my God. Now, I'm not discriminating about people who have a accent or anything, but when I call and I'm trying to say something, they don't understand me. I don't understand them. We're back and forth. I was like, "What did you say?" And then
Mhm,
they
mhm,
think you're
mhm,
making fun of them. I'm not
mhm,
making
mhm,
fun of them. I don't understand you.
mhm.
So
So
they're getting like, I said, and I'm like, "Hold on, wait a minute."
I be like, "Did you have a bad day or something?" I'm like, "Where you at?" And a lot of them say Pakistan.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Well,
Or India.
how they all get yes, and how y'all all get
Mhm.
jobs out here? They got telephone
And
people."
and that's
Yeah.
the reason why we can't have jobs, because they outsource the jobs to the foreign countries, and people in the United States can't get the job because it's cheaper to pay them in foreign countries.
Yeah, and then a lot of our kids don't understand that because they got you so into the entertainment world that you don't know that everybody don't make it, and you better learn a tech job because it ain't
Better.
like you can't say that joke no more. You better go work at McDonald's. No, McDonald's gonna have all machines. All the little jobs used to. You know,
Yep, that
nope.
everybody could just walk in. Remember back in the day? I don't know about you, Shikala, but I remember back in the day, I would get upset at a job, leave the job, and go get another one the same day.
Yeah, exactly. That's not happening now. That is
I'm
not
like, I'm sick
happening
of
now.
this. And you just walk in off the street, and there wasn't no background check, this or that. They took you at your word, you know.
I
This is
tell
what
these
I do. This is who I am, and you got your ID. Okay, so when can you start?
And I tell most of these kids, you cause see what they did was, well, out here, I don't, in other places, yes, but out here in New York and maybe some other rural, not rural cities, but inner cities,
Hmm.
what they did was, like back in the days, that was your gift to a child if they graduated high school and they was going, they your gift was a car. So
Yeah.
parents would save up forever. So when a child graduates and go on to college, they that gift was a car. Or if you was indulging in the other world, it was about the car. If you wanted a girl, it was about the car. So
Hmm.
everybody had cars, some way, somehow growing up. So what they did was, now they started charging more money for the sneakers and made you invest in the sneakers instead of
Yeah.
getting you a car, not knowing that majority of the jobs that's going to be coming up, you better have the driver's license, because everything else is going to be done by machines.
You
But they're
better
going to
have a driver's
always need
license.
people for delivery. You know,
Always. That's
that's why.
always going to be a job.
Right. So if you get somewhere where you down and out in your life and you didn't get your diploma and you, at least you know you can get a job at Uber, you can get a job at DoorDash, or you can get
Hmm.
a job and you can make
At
money.
FedEx.
Right. But a lot of these kids, they're not thinking of that, because the sneakers cost money, and then you got the train, you got the bus, you got the cab. So,
Mhm.
they're not interested in getting cars anymore. So you see them. That's what they figured. That's why I said the places that have the public transportation. Like if you like in the type of city where you have to drive, then you're doing good. But like far as here in the city, you barely see young kids with cars. You barely see it.
Wow. Yeah, here, if you don't drive, you're going to be in a world of trouble. A world of
Nitro.
trouble. Hey,
Yeah,
Nitro.
yeah. So in certain areas, they're doing that by design. They're doing that.
Hmm.
So I tell these kids, if you don't know where you're going to be. Your driver license is like your high school diploma now. Some people just stopped at a high school diploma.
Yep.
They didn't go no further, not knowing that you needed
Some
more.
people couldn't,
Right,
though.
right. But the same thing now. Your driving license now was like your high school diploma. It's you need it. You need it.
Yeah.
Like, you need it because you never know where you're going to be in life, and you're going to have a sure job with a driver's
Hmm.
license, because everything else is going to be, unless, I mean, if you didn't complete school and go to college and get it, whatever. But they don't understand that.
Yeah, now the skills, I feel like everything now is going back to the old school way where, you have to learn basic skills, which I'm really not seeing people have basic skills now. Have you ever seen some of the young people? All they do is spend all their money on DoorDash, Amazon,
Oh,
all of these oh
oh,
my God.
I'm bad.
All their money is sneakers,
Mm.
games, and these food companies. They don't know how to cook. They can't clean. They don't own anything, and it's like, what is happening in society with why children now aren't growing up to be like, I don't know. I just didn't grow up that way. I don't understand it. Why don't you want to own anything? Why don't you like get some life skills? Uh, because I guess they are young and aren't thinking about, oh, I got to grow up and I got to learn how to cook and clean and do things. And I do think a lot of times that Oh, it's all good, Nitro. Um, I see a lot of kids now that they don't know how to do anything, but also they don't know how to do anything because the parents, their mother, grandmother, somebody in their family has enabled them and handicapped them
Mhm.
that they don't
Mhm.
know how to do anything.
Mhm.
Because if your mom or dad was make up your bed, they do this, they wash your laundry, they cook for you. Then by the time you graduate high school, now it's time for you to go have your own apartment. You don't know how to do anything. So
And it's
that's the reason why they eat out and get DoorDash.
And I think another thing that played a part in it is we don't have the village anymore. Because a lot of times, when especially like if you wasn't from a two-family household, the mother still wasn't alone because you had your grandma would have been there. You got the
Yeah,
aunts, the
grandma,
uncles, cousin,
auntie.
and then you also had the neighbors because your neighbors was
Mhm.
like your extended family. So we don't have that because everybody has they have turned the world into individualism. Like it's all about me. Before it used to be about we. Like
Right.
like we was talking about before. Like if it was an elderly person, we were not going to do it. How you doing? I remember when our birthdays used to come. My mother would get a big cake, and I'm like, why? Because I had to give everybody in the building a piece of that birthday cake, or whatever who she thought. So I didn't even eat my pizza and take this to this one and take this to that one and take them piece of cake and take the piece of cake. But that the thought process of it, made that person feel good that you even and that made you
Yeah.
feel good that they said happy birthday to you and they was that thankful that you thought about them to give them, but they don't do that no more. Or how before people moved in, the neighbors would they ain't never do it in
Yeah,
my
they
neighborhood.
used to
They
have
never
like
did it
some
in my
saying,
neighborhood.
welcome
What
to the
other
building or
neighborhood?
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they ain't do that. But either way, and then you always had like that elder, that nosy one you didn't like, but not knowing that she was really protecting you, the one who stayed in the
I call
window.
them big mamas.
Yeah, they always had them big. You ain't like them. When you got older,
You
you
didn't like them, but
realize
when you got older, you loved them.
you was like, wow, you was looking out for me. Like so, you told my mother a lot of stuff, even though I got in trouble. But and that's what made me say to kids, never let an older person turn their head. Once they turn their head on you, you is for the streets. Don't ever get a older. Now I don't mean elderly as in I mean an elder. Because long as they watch you, you're fine.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna even make a phone call for you, or they're gonna call your mother, or they're gonna say, "Don't bother that boy," or something. Once you
Yeah.
like
They're going to
disrespect them,
defend you and protect you.
but once you make them turn their head, baby, once an older person turn their head, you have no more protection. So I always tell kids, be very careful how you treat an elder. Even if they
Hmm.
say something you don't like or whatever, they don't have to say nothing to you. Matter of fact, they could just turn their head and just leave you out there. At least if something happened, they know you enough to say, well, sit in the house till your mama come home. Or if it's an emergency, your neighbor was always there to help you or
Yeah.
something like that. But these kids,
Yeah. And I remember those days where if your parent, if you needed to go home from school and your mom or dad had something to do, you would go stay at your neighbor house.
yeah. And we had each other keys,
Hmm.
you know,
Keys to the house.
to get into or the neighbor held on to the keys to you depending on how old you were. And then when you got home and then like me and my neighbor, we have that beautiful relationship because and we help, but that's so foreign now because this one I'm like
Yeah.
that one, this one, and it'd be over nothing. It'd be
It
over.
doesn't make any sense.
And then these days, a lot of parents, for some reason, they just only listen to their kids. They never get the full story and they ready to go out there because everybody wants that viral moment. They want
Yeah.
that.
That's what I never. Okay. This is the question that I have. Why, when something is happening now with your kids is doing something, the first thing a parent is doing now is recording on their phone instead of going to the rescue of their kid.
Yeah, everybody wants that. I'm like, man, I would fake a viral moment. I'm not gonna, you can create one, just have good
Hmm.
acting. But when your child or somebody need help, really help them and then recreate it. Just have some good acting, and you will still get the
Just
same views.
just
Believe me.
ridiculous.
But everybody want that vibe, that viral moment. To say, "Oh, I beat that girl by blah blah blah," or the blah 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 blah. And I, even though when I was younger, because I had that temper, and being that I was like the type of person that was like always non-biased, and I was always the
Hmm.
type of person, if like I always was like friends with the people that nobody spoke to. I don't know why, I just
Okay.
gravitated to them. Right.
Well,
So
I was that way too. I was always with the older people or kids.
right, but if we was in school, I was always like, so like I'm the person that if I see nobody sat next to you, I'll be the one to go say, "Hey, how you doing? What's your day?" Whatever.
Hmm.
I was always like that. But now they, I forgot what I was getting. Say something again. I'm getting old. I'll be forgetting. Say something,
Yeah.
Marlene. I forgot I was getting ready to say.
That's all right. Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't understand why, like everything is so different now in society. When I was growing up, things were just so different. Like it's the little things like when you go into a room and people would say good morning. Younger people would say it to older people, and then you call people Miss or Mister, or if they were much older, they were like auntie or grandma
Yes,
or something like
yes,
that.
yes.
All of that is out the window now because nobody wants to identify with that because like we were talking about before, the grandmas and the aunties now are living out their childhood, so they're there
Well,
with the kids dropping it like it's hot and doing all of this stuff, so there's no grandma at home and auntie at home and this person at home to mother these kids and be the role model that they need. They're living out their childhood. They're thinking they're 18 again when they're like 55 years old.
yeah, and now I remember what I was getting ready to say. I told you when you
Okay.
talk, you was gonna bring it back to me.
Okay.
And even though I was like that, and I had a temper, and I'd be ready to go. Like what? Now right now, I was always ready to go. But the
Mhm.
thing is, I never liked the fight though. It's just that you would have to approach. That's why a lot of people thought that let me go bother her, and I'm like, girl, you don't know, Lord Jesus. So I had a lot of them thought stuff was sweet over here because I was always, hey, how you doing? Hey, what's going on? Because I always, that's just me. I'm always like that warmth, like give me a hug. How you doing? So I guess some of the mean girls said, let me go bother her. I'm like, Lord,
Mm.
Lord, you don't know there's a temper in here. Why? And
Yeah.
I said, tear them up. I'm not the one. Don't let that. I'm nice by nature. I'm loving by nature.
Yeah.
But I got a temper by nature too. Like you not gonna put your hands on me. It's not gonna happen. But I never. I used to get physically sick when I see two girls fighting.
Oh, really?
I never. It was. It
No, I
always.
can't say
It.
that.
I'm sorry. I never like to see girls fighting.
I can't say that because I was the main person. I think when you have so many brothers, like you look at me and I'm a soft tempered person, but growing up and having so many brothers, I think I'm more, I guess it would say now they call all women who have like a like if you confront people and you call people out, they say that you're aggressive as a
Yeah.
woman.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Yeah. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
aggressive. They say you're
Masculine,
masculine.
yeah, aggressive, masculine, whatever. Yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
I got that all the time when I was in school that I was masculine just because I didn't take no mess. Because my brother would be like, "What? Did you fight her?" Or
yeah. Exactly. See,
and if you didn't fight him, my brothers would go right back and say, "Go show him what time it is. We waiting.
that's
Show
how
them
we were
what time
brought
it
up,
is."
and all that masculine and feminine stuff did not see. That's why I say people, especially if you're in my age bracket, and stop playing these games. That did not exist in our age bracket because we kids played together. Like you had some, we never like even if you had dolls or whatever, you played with that. But then it was time to jump rope. It was time to jump rope.
Yeah, you
when it
put
was
that
time.
down and it's time to have
Right.
some fun.
So stop acting like you wasn't playing with us. I hear some of these people on these panels, well, and then the women, stop. Especially the ones, there's this one guy, and you from Brooklyn too. I'm like, Ninja, we probably was playing together. Stop. Where did you see the feminine women at? Wasn't we all playing together? Wasn't
And there
we?
wasn't no thing that it's boys, it's girls. We were just kids
We were
having
kids.
fun.
Stop that. Oh, well, the women was raised like this. Not in Brooklyn, we wasn't. And you from Brooklyn, right
Mm-mm.
along with me. Stop
Yep.
it. And then I
I'm a
hear him,
Brooklyn girl too, so I
and
know.
then
I know what time
right,
it is.
and then I be hearing him on this panel. I ain't saying no name, but the way he preaching, I'm like, we're the same. It did not exist. Even
Mm-mm.
even now, don't get me wrong. Some girls, depending on where you live, you may have been like, did more girly things. But
Mm-hmm.
we wasn't raised where in the household and the submissive and watch out
No,
for
we
women. We
weren't.
wasn't. The kids was kids.
We were
I ain't never
kids.
heard no mother say.
As soon as you got into the house, you couldn't get out the house fast enough to run outside and play jump rope.
And
I couldn't
even
even get in the house good and drop my backpack
thank you.
before I was back
Even
out the
when
door.
Even when the little girls fell, we got right back up. We wasn't. We got
No.
back up, even though we must have like ow at first because if it stung or something like that, and we went right back to playing. So
Yep.
stop, and then even when we got older, we was always still men and women together. Stop acting like now all of a sudden. So now that we're older, we're masculine. When we was all playing
Yep.
together, I wasn't masculine then. When we all. I'm talking about the people in my age bracket.
Right.
Give 5 years less, 5 years more. Regardless, we had
Right.
fun as kids. We was
Yeah, we
summer
did.
summertime came. They wet. You wasn't like, oh, this is a little girl. Don't wet her with the water. You know how they used to have the little
Yep.
cup, the
And
little
I don't know what
whatever
you're
they
talking about.
had on the
We
Johnny
used to
pump.
bust open the fire hydrant.
Yes, and they got everybody. They wasn't like, oh, don't go get the girls. And so when the winter time came, it wasn't like, oh no, we're feminine. No, no, no. We got hit with the snowballs too. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody got it. There wasn't no discrimination. It wasn't no you do this because you're a boy and you do this because you're a girl. We were just kids having fun.
And even the ones who now then don't get us wrong, we did have the times where we was under mommy we was under grandma and we
Yeah,
did
when your
watch
mama
them
would say
cook,
you gotta
right.
come in.
Right. Then, we did, when they asked us, okay, now you help us cook the dinner. Hey, wellness, you help cook the dinner and you prepare this and you
Wellness.
prepare that. So we had what I'm saying is we did some of everything. We
Hmm.
did some of everything. We had time to cook. We had time to play. We had time for homework. We had a little time for every little thing within them little. And then even
Yes.
when we went to school, and even when we went to school, we went to school all day. We even had play for recess. I never seen recess where the feminine girls. I'm not, no, even the
No, it
ones who
was not like
did,
that at
even the
all.
ones who didn't do sports or whatever. You didn't have to, but you still did something that wasn't sitting down putting on nail polish and lipstick. No, and no, it didn't
No, it
exist.
wasn't any of that. It was like when it was time to, especially when it was like what was it? Softball.
Oh, girl, you know I played softball.
You did it?
I did. I got trophies. I was on
Oh, that's what
softball
I'm saying. I said
teams,
I
girl.
was gonna say, girl, where was you?
I used to play for even in my high school. You know,
Yeah. I mean, everybody played softball. Everybody played
well, we started off as stickball because we didn't have the
mhm,
softball then, so we had the little stickball.
yeah.
With the little blue ball. And you used to have to
Hmm.
hit it, and you used to have to run.
Yep.
But the people had so now you got all these people that's in our age bracket. Now you want to give a advice and all these other type of. I said I was watching one of these shows, right, and I always say that if something keep coming up in my thing, that's because the universe wants me to talk about it. So I came across this girl named Pearl, right? I don't even know if you know what's
Oh
going on.
yeah, I was there.
You was there, right? Baby, tell me she's not the head topic now.
She is.
And didn't I say something is going on? I said because, and then right after, 2 days later, she got busted. And didn't I say, hold up? I just
Yeah.
seen her one time, and I said, black women, certain conversations you ain't got no business in. And I said they are very insensitive when it came there. So I peeped it
Yeah,
in
you
that
did.
episode,
Right
and
away you did.
we spoke upon it.
Hmm.
And 2 days later, you can put her name in, and everybody's talking about it now.
Yeah.
After she got caught,
You got the what is it called? The
radar.
yep.
Even with that other one, the hyena chick, I was like, oh, something that she kind of said, I'm a black, I'm a black, so I mean, what? I be like, I blast people differently, but it's only for the rights, for the right. But I'm a blast. I was, but you went live today, and I still got to go live later once you cut off. But tomorrow though, wait, what's tomorrow? Thursday? Oh,
Yeah,
tomorrow.
tomorrow's Thursday.
I ain't finished blasting Pearl yet, and I'm a blast all the people because see, when you go against your own, that's what always happens.
Yep.
You sitting up there talking about it was okay to go on there to talk about women all day, but black women though. And then it
Hmm.
was okay for this chick to be all freaking insensitive, but you're sitting right here. Even that other hyena chick, well, some women are married, and you need to. I'm not listening to her.
Yeah.
Not when she's
Now,
taking money from me.
one thing that I don't play with, I can't say anything about men because I'm not no man. But one thing I'm never gonna do is talk about other women because I know the struggles of women. 'Cause I am
Right,
one. I ain't
right.
gonna sit up here and talk about and talk about this woman like a dog and this woman like a dog. Every woman has their struggle.
Then you gonna
Every
tell us
single
how to
woman.
act, girl. If you don't get out my face. But my thing is that I see even with the beef sector, the fighting, I'm like, put that energy in your community. Put that
Hmm.
energy in changing things. Like go to your council people, go to your mayor. Like put that energy that you have this like totally
Yeah.
messing up somebody's
Give
life on
back,
social media.
volunteer, do
Yeah.
something with your
Put,
time.
let's see that energy. Right.
Mhm.
So even when like one day I'm gonna call that guy from Brooklyn, right? He say in Brooklyn, right? And
Mhm.
what he doing? I'm like, I'm gonna come on the show. I'm like, yo, can you help me?
Mhm.
You say you help people, right? You
Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they claim to say.
know, they all claim they do stuff, but I see no footwork.
Mhm.
I see, and then the point is the people who need the help is not really watching them. So
Right.
y'all making a great living just talking negative.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
was like,
this is a entertainment field, and if people aren't being entertained, they're not going to stick around.
right,
People want to be
right.
entertained. So,
Mm.
oh, while we're on the subject, while I'm thinking about it, how is your fund going for getting your kids stuff for back to school?
Oh, you mean for not back to school? It's for my a youth program.
Yeah, your youth program.
Slowly but surely,
Yeah.
slowly but surely. Yeah. So
So when do you start that in May?
well, the paperwork and all that stuff starts. That's already started because you got to do
Okay.
paperwork. You got inspections. So the kids come in June, the end of June.
Okay.
So, but like right about now, like I'm doing a health event. And I'm gonna try to see who's going to come out and what they like. People who going to even do blood pressure, and then and then I told you that one lady stopped me and gave me the
What?
beep.
What lady stopped you?
I thought she stopped me and gave me the beep. What's that? The beep pill, the day after pill, whatever. Like Miss,
Oh yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
said out of all the, that's just. Out of all
That's
the
because you
Plan
look
B,
good, girl. That's
I
because you
said,
look
I
good.
said, them things is that. That's dust now, girl. Please, that don't. That blew with the sand. Them things are gone. But that's what gave me the idea for the health fair. And then I was telling you about the fentanyl testers, which I didn't
Mhm.
even know that existed. And then and I want to get somebody to do like a finance class with these kids so they'll know what to do with their money. Things things that they don't cover in school. I want to give them like a little
Yeah.
basic of it. And
Like teach the kids some life skills.
yeah, and then I always have the politicians come out and talk to them. That they do that anyway. And then a lot of the kids are now 18, so we're doing the voter registration.
Right.
Let them to come get their cards, and they choose to vote or not to vote. You'll still be registered because you never know when you're going to vote, and you can't register that day because it takes a certain amount of time for it to even come through.
Mm.
So I do a lot with these.
You
I do,
do. You
yeah.
do. You do a lot for the community.
And
I
then
love what you do for the kids.
I still got the free lunch and breakfast. See, people got that's just the kids that I get to work. Let's not forget the other part of the program is the free lunch and breakfast program
Mhm.
for the kids come to eat the free lunch and the breakfast, and then
So how is that funded?
well, we get the Board of Ed supply the food. That we get the
Mhm.
grants, but they stopped that last year. So I'm working back on that now because we used to have to get it delivered. So
Okay.
we used to get like 300 breakfast and lunch a day
Wow.
because with the kids like being in the park, and then what happens is that you have different things that go on in the park. So at least they know when they brought the kids to the park, they can have breakfast and lunch there. So the parents didn't have to
Mhm.
worry about that. Then we'll have games. So that was like part of the job for the older kids was like to pass them the free lunch and breakfast, clean up the tables and play games with them. And so, and do
Yeah,
stuff
that's
like that.
good and it's important.
Yeah. And so, I'm working on the health fair. I want to do that. And I'm doing the voter
So, you should
registration.
tell people, anybody who's watching, maybe somebody's watching on the replay and they want to donate. Is there a way to donate to the fund?
If they go to my page, it's the GoFundMe link is in my description.
Okay.
The GoFundMe link is in my description. And I'm getting oh girl, Saturday I'm doing a what you call it. I don't know how I got tricked into this, but I'm doing an Easter egg hunt. But I'm gonna video that for you guys.
Oh, I don't know how you got tricked into that.
So the people who donated, like the guy Ahmad and them who do, I'm gonna show and I'm gonna shout them out and stuff and show them,
Mhm.
I like to show people where their money go.
Right.
So I got that coming up. So I've been working, and people are like, "How you be on here long?" I don't know. I be making the time. I be living off 2 hours sleep sometime, girl. 2 or 3
I
hours.
know you work hard. Y'all don't know. Sugar Love does so much for the community.
I think
Really
that
do.
that's the job you're supposed to do
Hmm.
as being a human being. The job is to do serve on earth some way somehow,
Hmm.
some way somehow. That's your duty. That's what God put us here for. He didn't
Right.
put us here for to just take. You put
You
us
gotta
here
you gotta give back in some way, and
some way, some way.
some way, some form. And also, I love what you do for the older people.
That's because that started out. I told you started out for me to get some change to go to the store and have my
Yeah.
my penny candy for the next day because they tipped, and then yeah, they would go to the store. They get that little 50 cent. That was 50 candies.
Yeah.
Then you have your little girlfriend who didn't have no money. Then I'm like, hey girl, I got 50 cents. Remember, it used to be penny candies. You used to get the
Yeah.
cookie or the
You used to get a
candy.
whole
Um,
two big pockets full.
that's right. And it was just then at that time you was able to at lunchtime you was able to go out to go to the store, but then they stopped that because But
because of things was happening.
yeah, but we used to go to the so. But then as I started talking and talking and talking to them, they started telling me all their experiences and little tricks of the trade, and a lot of that never left me. So that really taught me discernment at a very young age.
Mhm.
Very. And a lot of that's why I was telling people, and, like I got some people can believe what they want to believe, they can do what they want to do, but people, I'm like, you cannot like tell somebody that whatever your experience is, that's your like my testimony is my
Right.
testimony. Your test like if I say I believe, I believe. If
Right.
you want to do witchery, you can still do that. I don't believe in manipulating uh
Mhm.
God's because I think it still backfire on you when you manipulate it because sometimes what if you're wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I always say my thing is I'm respectful of other people's beliefs and opinions, but it's not going to change what I believe about my belief system. I respect your opinion, but I have my own.
I respect everybody's opinion, but
Yeah.
if you have the right to say what you are, I'm not going to denounce because God said we did denounce me. I'm going to denounce you.
Mhm.
If you don't know me, I don't know you neither. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I still have to proclaim. I
Mhm.
didn't proclaim religion. I didn't proclaim a church. I'm
Mhm.
proclaiming my God. But I'm
Mhm.
saying so much stuff has happened where I'm still here, where I'm not supposed to be here.
Mhm. Oh, we could talk about that for about 6 hours about all of the things that you go through in your life, all the times where you weren't supposed to be alive, but you still made it.
And I'll be like, wow, I told you, yes, I'm telling you. I sat there, I had somebody, right? Something happened, she had a fire or whatever, and
Mhm.
I I had something happen to me. So all my money was gone. So I had to build back up my money, right? Because
Okay.
they duplicated they duplicated my card. I think I was telling you that before.
Oh yeah.
They
Mhm.
duplicated the card. And they had me shopping at 4 or 5 different places at the same time. I said, well, damn. But either way, so that's some of that money I could not get back. Right. So either way, I gave her the money. I go to IHOP yesterday and
Mhm.
what and the lady, my girlfriend, who takes me like once a month, just so because her mate died, so I just do it to keep her company.
Oh.
And then that's my son's sister, stepmother, whatever. But
Okay.
yeah, but they were two women, you know. But either
Yeah.
way, like that's why I say I don't care who you love who you love, as long as you're good to me, I don't care. But either who, so she's still, even though she's been gone, like this would be either 2 years or 3 years, but she's every single so I do that to cheer her up a little bit. Let's go have lunch, and she take me to go shopping or whatever. We go into
Mhm.
we go into IHOP, and I'm like, okay, I'm hungry. Let's go to IHOP before we go shopping, so I don't have to be hungry. Baby, I did not know them little bit of pancakes. She had like two pancakes. I had like two pancakes, and I'm gonna bacon. That was $80.
What?
$80.
For how many of you?
Two.
Oh no, that couldn't be.
It was beef. So I'm like, damn. I said, what? It was all we had was the pancake, and then we had she ordered off the senior citizen 55 and over thing. So the price supposed to have even been lower, but
It's
this
supposed to be cheaper.
what it baby, I don't know. So we didn't have size nothing, and so we had the coffee. Either way, either who, the guy comes get I give him the car. I'm like, damn, $80. I'm like, shit.
That couldn't be. I think you got ripped off.
So I'm just looking at this. I'm just looking at this bill. No, the prices has went up. Prices went up. Remember, eggs or whatever, but everything costs a lot of money and everything
Right.
went up. Hey,
But eighty
Stace.
dollars?
So the guy comes back with my
He
card and
stays
he
safe.
says to me, "Your bill's been paid." I said, "What?" He said, the
Mhm.
guy, somebody paid your bill." I'm like, "Who did that?" I'm like, "What?"
Mm.
And you know, all my life that has sort of that always happened to me. But I was like, wow,
Wow.
$80. Somebody just paid $80 for my food.
Wow.
So then I'm trying to figure out who did it. Then the guy comes over. Then the guy starts talking to me, and I'm like, "Oh my god, it was you!" And I'm thanking him. And then come to find out, the guy does like the media thing. He's working for sanitation, and he does
Oh,
media. He does film. I'm like, oh wow! Now I'm like, and this is what I do with my program. So I'm like, well, would you
you
help
should
us with
make
the
him come
program?
on. You should make him do something with your program.
Yeah, but that's why I said I always tell people karma comes both ways. That's why you're not supposed to manipulate the natural order of whatever is going to happen. Because whatever you're going to do to a person, it will
It's
never
gonna come
be,
back to you.
yeah, but it would never be more than what God could do, going to do to that person. You could never outbeat him. He
No,
would
he's gonna
never,
really give it to him.
right. So
Mhm.
sometimes you have, I mean, I'm not saying that if somebody come in your face or fight, I'm not talking about that. But sometimes when you got them evil people and people, sometimes you gotta just say, Lord,
Yep.
and when God handles it, you be like, wow, I would never thought of that. Like, whoa,
Mhm.
never ever,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
it's
I've been very fortunate enough to maybe once or twice I've seen people get payback for things that they've done. Like one person that I know, they were, I mean, an absolute tyrant on the job. An absolute tyrant. I mean, this lady used to get people fired. She would mistreat people, all kinds of stuff. She just an awful woman. She got this one girl. She called CPS on one girl, made her lose her
mm,
kids. I mean, just a nasty lady.
mm,
And I was lucky enough to see one day that we didn't know she was padding her own account, using it to go on vacation and all kinds of stuff. And the feds walked her out. And of course, when was it? When I was walking into work. So God wanted me to see
uh,
it. Hmm.
yeah, God comes in mysterious ways. That's why my grandmother always used to say, "You never know when you entertain with angels, and you never know when 10 years can come back." Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
hmm That's why. And then people's like, "No, I'm gonna do it." I'm like, "Nah."
I'm not getting no
Mm-mm.
revenge on nobody because what is coming for them is going to be way worse than what I would do to you.
And then sometimes their life is just terrible anyway.
Hmm.
I think I was talking to my girlfriend, and like she was like the black sheep, and her grandmother raised her, and then she doesn't even call her mother mom or anything. She calls her like my
By her
grandmother's
first
daughter, like
name.
my grandmother's, no, not even by her first. She call and my grandmother's daughter. And this, I mean, you mean your mother? You mean that? No, that's still
Oh
your
wow,
mother,
she doesn't even say her mother.
right? And I had to explain to her. I say, listen, sometimes people be so mad at what happened in their past, because she was talking about her and how she do for the other siblings, the other brother and sister. But I said, but if you look at you now, you won.
Hmm.
You won. They're all effed up.
Yeah. I
You're the
say, I
one,
say, you
you're the
know,
ones, right? You're the one standing strong. You're the one
mhm,
working. You got a husband. You have a husband, a caring, loving husband. You have a
mhm.
son. The other
And
ones, they
they
can't
don't have
scream.
nothing. They've lost
Right.
everything.
So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes look at where you at now. Yeah, you may not got what you want from your mother, but what she gave them didn't work. So you should be glad you didn't get it because they all
Yeah.
effed up. And she's like, I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
I said, sometimes people don't know you won.
Yep. And people don't understand that part. People, like the people who try to do something wrong to you, you would be amazed at how miserable those people are. And that's why they are the way they are, because their life is messed up and they want you to feel miserable like them. But I just ignore those people because they're going to get theirs at a certain point. You just go on and be your best self. I don't give people that kind of energy over me. You give people your power. I believe people give away their power too easily.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you give away your power too easily. I'm like, I dismiss people, but like you're irrelevant. You're if I know that somebody's not going to be in my life in the next 6 months to a year, I, that's not even worth me responding to. Like, just go away.
And then depending on the person anyway, I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna give you what you want. If I know that's what you want, I'm not giving it to you.
Hmm.
So you're gonna be even more pissed, okay? It's like some people
Hmm.
want that. I'm not that's what you're looking for. I'm not
Hmm.
giving it to you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna walk by and pretend you don't exist. You're gonna keep with your tamper tantrums, wherever, how you want it
yeah,
done. Just because you want it, I'm not giving it to you. I'm
yeah.
not even phased
Exactly.
by it, and I don't even care.
Yeah,
I don't even. And people really be wanting me to care about stuff,
yeah.
and I'm like, I really don't,
And
because
what and you know what people want? People love to see that they get a rise from you. You know, like if they say something, they want you to be like rah 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 rah. And y'all know me. I the more people get upset is the more my blood pressure goes down. I just be looking at them. I'll be like, you really look like a fool. I'll be like, ooh, you look mad, don't you?
and look at your face. Oh my God, I would not. I'll be ready to fight you. Look how you made that face. You look mad, Joe. You
I
see
just
your
look at
face.
them. I'll be like, you look so stupid. Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my
Shame. It's a
goodness.
shame. Yeah, but
Oh,
I
you
just walk away
terrible.
and
You
they get
dirty.
mad because they can't get
You
me
dirty.
aggravated. The more upset somebody gets is the more calm I get.
You know, that
That's my
would be
power.
me.
Hmm.
That would be me because I feel honored, right? Like I'll be so on people call like, really? They're like, chick, you crazy. I'm like, nah, I just didn't never, you got all this time for me. Oh, thank
I was like,
you. Thank
yeah.
you.
I was like, oh, you really care. You
Yeah,
really care about
exactly.
me.
I'd be so honored. I'm like, say some more. And
Yeah.
then, like, I had ex, right? And I'm sorry, I'm giving away my little tricks, but the more you say about me, I don't know, it tickles my funny bone, right?
Hmm.
So I just
Yep.
thought I would be cracking up because if it's
Oh,
not,
you sound like
because if it's,
me.
me and you have a kindred
Yeah, you
spirit
sound like
anyway.
me. The more people get mad, I find it so hilarious.
Yes.
I be like, girl, you look mad. Ooh, that is not good for you. I told one lady that one day, I said, that is not good for your blood pressure,
Oh,
honey.
good. You
That is not
terrible.
good for your blood pressure.
Oh,
You need to, mm-mm, that's
so
not good.
I had men thought they was gonna call me the most terrible names, and I'm like, I'm like, you know what? That's some funny shit. Because to me, if it's funny, it's funny. I don't care if we're talking about it because I know my mother always said to me, if that's not your name, don't answer to it. If it doesn't apply
Mhm.
to you, so if none of that applies to me, why would I
Yeah,
care what you have to? It doesn't apply to me, so I could laugh about it because
yeah,
you're just talking, you're just thinking of something to say, but you
right.
don't. It doesn't apply. So, and they get really mad. I'll be cracking up. I mean,
Yeah,
have tears come. I'll be laughing for. I'm like, yo, and they be like, I know you ain't sitting here laughing. Oh no, no, no. You think it's funny? You think it's funny? I'm like, yeah, it's
yeah.
very funny.
Yeah, and like what my dad always used to tell me, he used to try to drill it in my head. But you know, when you're younger, you don't get that. But my dad always told me, says, people's opinions of you is none of your business.
Mm-hmm.
And I never understood that because I used to get so mad when people would do things and I would take it personal. But you know, people are only giving off what they what they're trying to deal with within themselves, whether they have low self-esteem, whatever, bitterness, they got skeletons about things that they haven't handled from their past, and they're trying to put that off on you. So I had to learn to not take people's being upset or angry
No,
person. Like,
I
that's
know.
not that's you. That's not me.
See, I don't get mad, but I know you ain't gonna like my clap back, okay? Because I'm
Mhm.
going for the juggler. Now, after you finish, when it's my
Yeah.
turn, let's see if you like it. My
Yeah.
clap, because you ain't gonna like this clap back. So
Yeah.
sometimes, and I know my clap back is vicious. So now I'm like, I don't,
Yeah.
and then I'm mad. That's when I get hurt after I clap back at your ass. And I said
Yeah.
these things. Now I'm hurt. I'm like, damn, did I say these things? But
Yeah.
hey, but that I ain't apologizing. But I don't like to
Mhm.
hurt people's feelings. But I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
See,
So I think
I'm
you
the
better stop.
opposite. See, I'm the opposite. My whole family knows that I am. I don't even know what I call. I think I'm the calm storm. Like, I'm gonna be chill, but once you come in, and I mean, you get me upset, and that water starts coming, and you get
Yeah,
in that
that's what.
whirlwind.
Yeah.
Don't get upset. You asked for this storm, so
No,
I'm gonna give it
that's
to
what I'm
you.
saying. I'm gonna give it to you. My clapback, you ain't gonna like it. So
Mm-mm.
that's why I'm like, go on ahead. You better be lucky I'm laughing, cause baby, when it's my turn, you ain't gonna like it. You people think that they only notice things about you. No, people
Mhm.
notice things about each other. That's how life is.
Yep.
So whatever you think you saw about me or anything about me, you don't think I've seen something about you and things around you. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You don't think I have, and you think I don't have anything to say about you that I don't like or what? Well, girl, let's get it pop. Let's see who feelings.
Right.
So
I always say, you don't have to talk about everything that's going on with you, but I always say I don't take out my issues on other people. I know how to control myself. If I'm upset about something, I know it's time for me to be quiet, or or I deal with it on my own. But some people, like, you just say hi to them, and they're ready to tear your face off.
now the only thing that might get you in trouble with me if you try to public humiliate me. I'm
Oh,
not talking about social media because I don't have to cut it on. So you can
yeah.
say whatever you want. I don't have to cut it on. But
Mhm.
if you try to catch me in public and people is around, you're gonna get your feelings. Or
Yeah.
now the gloves are off. That don't ever do that to me in public.
Mhm.
Pull me to the side,
Yep.
say what you have to say. But this is my young. I'm still like that to today. But it was my younger days when it was like the shush. And then you
Well.
think, and you so call yourself step to me in
Mhm.
front of a bunch of people. I'm gonna tear your ass up. I don't. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't beat they behind up. I bet my bitches up and down
Yeah.
themselves. I mean, I drag. I said, I be so mad. We're not even arguing because I'm gonna tear you up.
Yeah.
Oh my! I'm like, I'm glad this.
Yep.
These are
And
young. These are
y'all don't know about me
younger.
because now I'm reformed from
Yeah.
who I used to be.
That's how.
I'm reformed.
That's how we do.
But when I was younger,
Hmm.
I wouldn't even, like, I'm just how I am now, calm and chill. I wouldn't even have a reaction. I would
Uh-huh.
just jump up and clock you.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, we are kindred spirits. You didn't even see it coming.
You didn't even see it coming. I would just knock people out. Or I remember one time when I was in middle school, these girls used to always be teaming up and tag teaming me. And one day I had planned. I said, today is the day.
I had
Because
one
I
of
had
them days
everybody
too.
in class would say, did you hear what this person said about you and this person and that? Now you telling other people stuff, but you ain't saying it to me. And I said, I'm going to confront her. So she's coming out of, they used to have cubicles back in the day where the
Mm.
classes were. So she's coming out of the cubicle, and I started running with full force and knocked her out. And just, I didn't even
Clocked
wait for her to react. As
her.
soon as she fell,
Yeah, but
yeah, that's it. I'm not going to give you no time. That's how
but
I am. I love the surprise attack. Yeah, because I'm petty.
but if you catch if you catch me by myself, you got such a better chance. A lot of times, but I was mainly the one. Like if I felt
Mm,
something, I would step to you and it was
Mhm.
always 9 times out of 10, miscommunication or something. So, because I don't like to harbor things.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm glad, hey, boss, life online, how are you, sweetie?
Hey.
I don't like to harbor things. So I always tell people, when is nothing, express it then. You know,
Exactly.
immediately when they could easily go, oh, okay, I'm sorry, my bad. See, once you start harboring it,
Mhm.
then it becomes so intense that that's where them big blowout arguments coming at, and that's when the fights start coming in, and you tearing up the house. Or no, right then and
Exactly.
there, if you don't like something, say it right then and
Yep.
there. People like to hold, like, what are you holding it in for? Let it out
Mhm.
where it could still be peaceful, or where
Right.
you could still be
If
friends.
you got enough nerve to say things about me and say things in front of me publicly and let everybody hear, I'm gonna say what I gotta say too.
And then, like I said, sometimes it's could be a miscommunication, but once you, like, even with couples, like, they'll wait till stuff get way out of proportion and be like, and you've been doing, no, why you didn't say it then? That's why you sitting up there. That's
Mhm.
why you're gonna have high blood pressure, and your health is
Yep.
gonna start to take a toll because you holding all of this in. I don't care if it's a kid or whatever, because
Mhm.
when you catch it when it's right then and there, then there's no harm. There's
Yeah, that's a
no
to me,
nothing built
I think
up.
that's a big problem in romantic relationships. It's a big problem in families. Like people just keep you just stacking up all of the issues that you have with a person instead of just when something happens, immediately need to be like, I don't like what you just did. I don't like that and don't do
Hmm.
that. But people will harbor, and then one day they just have this explosion where they just go crazy.
And a lot of people, they lose friendships, or they get divorced, or you got a lot of
Mhm.
people. And then sometimes, like, when somebody come and tell you, so that's why I hate when people tell me things. I was always the type of person, I'm the person everybody tells stuff to. I'm the person who really
Mhm.
don't want to hear it. I don't care enough. I'm like, y'all handle it, because I don't like to. I like to just, when I like somebody, I like them, and uh, if they did something to you, work it out. I
Yeah,
don't like to
I
be.
don't
I
like
don't
when
like to be
people
put
are
in the
like, I don't like
middle.
them, so you can't like them either.
Right. And then you put in the middle. I'm
Yeah.
like, no. Now, if you my
Mhm.
girl, that's different. Let me just rephrase that. If you my
Yeah.
girl and we've been like forever, like, I got you.
Mhm.
I got you. But even then, but you will have to be the type of friend, though, I could say, you know what, you're wrong. I may not
Yeah,
say it in front of everybody.
yeah.
Right. I have to
I gotta
correct you
say
too.
I gotta say something on that. That a lot of people don't have enough people in their life that, okay, I can check my friend, and then they'll still be your friend. Because some people, once you check them, they're done with you.
I mean, I check
They,
them in a nice way, but they have to be checked,
Oh
because
no. If you're
I'm
my
not.
friend, I want you to give it to me.
No,
Like that's how
no,
it should be.
no. My thing is it doesn't, to me. I'm going to give it to you, but my things, I have to make sure it's under. My thing is, I have to make sure it's understood, and I don't believe in brutal honesty, because the key word there is brutal. You don't have to be brutal to be
Yeah.
honest. So I have to wear, like, baby girl, girlfriend, blah blah blah. Where you gonna what I say is going to compute, you will understand it. Some people will,
Mhm.
they like to be, no, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I
Yeah,
have to.
I'm the
Right.
same way. I
Right.
don't like when somebody just they're just blunt and rude. I don't believe in that.
Yeah, because the
I'll
men.
tell my friend what I need to tell them, but I don't think
Right.
like if somebody's your friend, you should be able to say something with kindness and love, even if
Right.
it may be a tough message. Sometimes you need to
Right.
tell people they need to stop doing X, Y, and Z,
Hmm.
but you don't have to be like aggressive and like personally attack them and say they're stupid and stuff.
Like,
That's not necessary.
the minute somebody say, "Oh no, my friends don't like me because I'm brutally honest," no, they don't like you because you're brutal. It's not like they don't like
Yeah,
you because you're
because you're
honest.
rude.
They don't like you because you're brute. The key word is brutal.
Mhm.
And then me, knowing me, once you think you're brutally honest with me, well, then you know what? Like I say, you ain't gonna like this clap back. Now, let me tell you some things about yourself. Now, if you come to me in a nice way, you understand what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
it all depends on the
But really,
delivery,
if you think about it, who would want somebody to personally attack them? And
right?
nobody gonna listen to that. Who's gonna receive that?
And people brag about being brutally honest. Oh, I'm
Yes,
gonna tell
oh,
you like it is.
I'm just myself and all of this. But then when the same thing happens to them, they're all, oh, they were so rude to me. Well, how does it feel?
Exactly. And I'm like,
Mhm.
my thing is, your aim is to correct something that they don't see, but
Right.
you have to be careful too, because number one, you don't know, just because you could be best friends with somebody, that doesn't mean you know everything they're going through, and
You
that
don't know
doesn't
all the
mean,
details because people
right,
don't tell you everything.
and you don't know their mental state. Like some people, like, and people like, oh, I don't like the women who wear bonnets, and they made a big thing. But I'm like, hold on.
That's me. I'm
But
one of them. I say that all the time.
no, but the question is, did you ever ask that person why the bonnet is on?
No,
Like,
I know, I
like,
understand. I know
like,
that there's some issues going on under the bonnet, but what I'm saying is, it's my personal view.
no, you can feel that way. But what I'm saying is sometimes some people may not even want to get out the bed that day. Sometimes people probably
Hmm.
wanted to take their life that day. Sometimes people didn't do their hair in
Yeah,
forever. And that bonnet is just because I have to take a kid to school, or I have to
right,
do that, or maybe their hair is falling out. Maybe they just got their hair done and they got the bonnet on until they could take, you know what I'm saying? But it's
right.
a
Or their hair
reason,
is half
right?
finished.
Right. Anything that's not normal.
Mhm.
My question is why? Like normal
Yeah,
people don't
why do
wear,
you
right.
have a bonnet?
Right. So before I knock it, I'm like, that person might be going through something. They might be
Yeah,
going through an internal hell at this moment. You
right.
understand what I'm saying? So I've
Yeah.
learned not to be so quick
Oh
to
no, I'm
say
not.
things. Not you. I'm just
Strict
using it
on pick on
as an
people, but
example. So
yeah,
even as friends, like what I'm saying is, once you mention that, you make it seem like they don't know already. Like they know this. Like if somebody, if their hair is not, I mean, their nails are not. You think they don't know? They like you telling them things that they know already. So what is your purpose?
yeah.
What like
It's like
what is your
for me,
purpose?
it's like one of those things like when people say things like, oh, they're so big, they're so overweight. You think that person doesn't know they're overweight, or
Exactly.
a person doesn't know when they're slim, or when a person doesn't know, you know what's going on with your body. You don't need other people to highlight it.
And then I didn't know, but it was this boy. I don't know if I was in second grade or third grade, but he
Hold
was.
on one second, Sugar Love. I just want to highlight Boss Life Online's comment. She
Mm,
said, people want to be accepted for themselves, but when you are yourself, they cannot handle it. I think everyone should be kind with their words.
yes, but when I was
Yes,
saying, I
sis.
don't know, I was in second grade or third grade. I even forgot the boy's name, but he was really big, and they used to tease him all the time. And I don't like, I don't. I'm the type of person, I'm
Yeah.
like a superhero. But come to find out that he had something wrong. I don't know, was it thyroids or what
Yeah, it's a
thing,
thyroid
but
issue.
things that, and then he was taking medicine. So sometimes when people are big, it's not because they eat a lot. Sometimes they have physical problems that make them gain
Yeah.
weight. Just like the opposite for people who, like you see, that's really skinny.
Mhm.
Sometimes some of them, they have problems that they can't gain weight, and then
Yeah.
sometimes it could be bulimia, it could be any of these things. That's why I've learned to just like, if I don't know you, sometimes I just look at you, but you will never hear what talking about, because now you're making it worse. Like
Mhm.
people think people don't know, like certain problems they don't know, or they don't see.
Yeah.
Like, what are you telling them that they're like, you being brutally honest about what? Like, I look in the mirror, you don't think I see that? You don't think
Yeah.
are you going to pay to get my nails? What if I? Are you going to pay to get my nails done?
Mhm.
Are you going to pay to get my hair done?
Yeah.
As being that it's bothering you so much, what are you going to do
Yeah.
about it?
Like
What are you going to do
people like
about it?
people always have an opinion about how you should look and clothes you should wear and where you should live and car you should drive, but nobody paying no bills over here. How about you, sis? You got
Now,
somebody paying your bill?
ratchet is ratchet, but I just turned my head. Right? Now I'm not talking about ratchetness where I'm like, God, Dad, I know you walked out the house, but God, but I would just turn my head and just pray for him,
Hmm.
like Lord, help him, and I just
Yep.
leave it like that. But some people, they like they always got to find something like
Always.
negative. I'm like, that's why some people they stay in the internal hell that they're in, and people make it worse. Hi, Selena. I came to believe this.
Hey,
Bonnet
Selena.
personnel, missing teeth. Personal people don't know why people are missing teeth or wearing a bonnet. I just keep, yeah, even with the teeth. And I be like, why they just don't go to the dentist? But I have to realize I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't. What if that person doesn't have health care? I mean, dental care,
Sometimes,
insurance.
and sometimes people, because they lose people in their life, they give up on themselves.
Yeah, they
And
just get given up.
or they lost their boyfriend or they just had a bad breakup, you know, and now they gotta try to find a life without, like
Yep.
let's say that man is he left you, but that's because he was cheating. So he didn't have to start over. He already got a mate. You gave up everything, and now you have to start over. And that person is happy, and now you're older, so you're not in the younger group no more. So you gave so much time to people. So sometimes people just go into a dark hole for a little bit,
Yeah.
and you
Yeah,
don't
people
get.
will, and I can say, piggybacking off what you were saying, talking about, when people are slim. I don't know y'all, any of y'all know this, but back in my teen years, I used to be anorexic. I don't talk about that too much because, kind of triggers me, but that's the reason why. And it's not like I looked in the mirror and I didn't see I was slim or skinny, as people would say, but because you got something, it's a mental disorder. Like
Mhm.
in my mind, I'm thinking I need to lose more weight. So it shows that it's an imbalance and people don't understand that.
Yeah, and people don't understand. You have to fight your way out.
Yeah,
Thank
I had to
you
fight
for
my way back from the
subscribing. Thank you
I had
for
to fight my way back
subscribing.
up the rabbit hole because when you're down in that dark rabbit hole,
Mhm.
it's hard to get back out.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
and that's when I learned. Cause me, I always I'm a even though I stay in the house more than when I'm out the house. But when I am out the house, I do make it. And then for me being around older people and hearing so much different scenario, I've learned to care, right? So if I don't care about something, that means something wrong with you, right? When like I tell you, my discernment is to the T, right?
Right.
So and then I said, you know what? Everybody's going through something.
Thank you.
Everybody's going through something.
Everybody is going through something. And while you say that, like to me, I'm trying to understand sometimes why people are so mean and nasty and
Mm,
wicked and evil. It's like I know that you could be going through something, but I mean, like some people, it's like to such an extreme degree. Like, okay, like the other day, I saw something that like I wanted to knock this guy's lights out. It was an older lady. She's trying to go in the store and she has a walker and he's just walking fast to go in the store. And instead of, holding the door open for this lady with the walker, as soon as she gets to the door slams back on her. Boy,
mm.
I mean, I had to really restrain myself. I wanted to run in the store and just, whew,
Oh, girl, you should have saw me yesterday, girl.
whew.
I'm
I was
sorry.
like,
You should have.
I was like, woosah, woosah, woosah. It's
There
not
ain't no
working.
woosah. You should have saw me yesterday, girl. I was in that daggone store and they was playing with me and they had me waiting for 20 minutes. And then I feel like I'm like 190 degrees because when you them flashes come, right,
Mm-hmm.
baby. So then the lady who's working, I guess she was, because you have to hire all different type of people. So I guess she was a little bit on the spectrum. And then that manager come and he was all nasty. And then I had my little, because I be have to need my scooter, because since I had that operation, my back and
Mm-hmm.
stuff go out. So I be driving in the scooter. So baby, I done bumped into everything. I said, let me tell you something, your little snooty booty self. I said, where them damn bags at? I said, you're going to get me out the store. I feel like you holding me hostage, yo. I went, oh, baby, he got them bags so fast. Because he was telling the lady, well, you supposed to cut. No, the light. I said, she did her damn job. Don't you see the light is on? What you coming here, yo? I be going out, baby. And then I was
I
in the
know. You have
right
to do
lane.
that though.
I was in the right lane. I told you, it was the old lady was in the right lane. And then the lady had such an attitude. She came back in the store, right? Because she didn't understand the price on her bill.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just how much it costs. I said, Miss.
Wow.
So I called the lady over, oh, elderly lady. I said, well, did you think that it was on sale or, that's, and then she getting into my business as I'm talking to the lady, because, they on a fixed income.
Right. They only have so much money to go
Right.
around.
Yeah, here she go, minding my business. I said, Miss, that. I said, just I hear enough. I said, your little snooty booty self. Then here she go. Wow. And I'm speaking to the lady, talking about her and her income, and maybe she made a mistake, maybe she want to exchange it or whatever. Just that the lady didn't want to do her job at the register. I said, and here she come out of nowhere. Well, I'm on an income, I'm on a fixed income too. I only work. I said, nobody asked you your damn business. I
Mm-hmm.
might ask you nothing. I said, your job, I said, y'all people confuse your job. This is a job
Yeah, with
that,
their life.
right, your job is to serve. That's what people who work in
Mm-hmm.
stores do. Your job is to
And
serve.
they don't want to
Right.
serve.
Right. So you comparing that for what? For what? Why would you make that lady feel? What if it was a mistake and you rushing her out the store? So I said, you didn't even find going to comfort the lady or nothing. I said, you was a miserable woman. As a matter of fact, where are the old people who used to work here? I said, I will be calling your district leader. I said,
Right.
and I said, we're gonna have to have a talk about, because every last one of them was nasty in that right age.
Wow.
Because they hired a whole new set of
A new
people.
set of people.
And
Mm-hmm.
I've been going there for over 20 years. That's been my favorite spot. And one thing you ain't never gonna do in front of me, disrespect a senior citizen. Ever. Ever. And I was
Yeah.
like, don't worry, I have, and even with that guy yesterday, I almost ran his ass over and that thing. Y'all gonna stop playing with. Girl, when I go at it.
Yep, I
People
know.
see me,
I was so
people see me
mad when I
coming and
saw
turn
that
their heads.
that lady, that door closed in that lady's face, and she got a walker. It's not like she has hands that she can
Mm,
just. Oh, oh, I was so mad. And let me tell you what happened to me today. Um,
mm.
okay. Whew.
We are terrible, but go
I
ahead.
gotta take a I gotta take a deep breath because this, I mean, and this is one of the reasons why I was late coming live. So I went to a urgent care place because every season you got to do the urine test because they got to check to make sure you ain't doing no X,
Mhm.
Y, and Z on the
Illegal.
side at home.
Uh-huh.
So I go in there. I am the only person in there. The only person in there. So I got in there about, I want to say like 3:30, 3:35. I would at 4:10, I still was not seen.
Oh, child.
So I get up and I said, excuse me, how long is this gonna be? So the one girl, they're sitting next to each other, behind the little desk where the in the office area, and the other girl looks at the other girl like I'm not there, like, is she talking to us? And then the other girl comes around the corner, the one that's supposed to be helping me, and then she rolls her eyes.
Mm.
They said, what did she say? She wants
Uh-oh.
to know. She wants to know how long it's gonna be.
Oh,
And that's when she
shit.
rolls her eyes. And I was like, oh, I can't.
Jesus. Let me pray.
I was like, I can't. I said, I can't. I can't. I can't.
I could imagine. I can
I
imagine.
was like, and I
Oh
said,
God.
and I, because my sister was outside, I said, "Oh Lord," I said, "I'm too pretty for prison. I'm too pretty for prison. I'm too pretty for prison. I can't do it." Whew, whew. Breathe,
I
breathe,
know that
breathe.
face coming. Oh my God.
I wanted to
Let me
bring that
pray.
glass back there and give it to him, but you cannot do that. But I was like, but one thing I will be doing, I will be contacting that urgent care place and contacting their manager and everybody else because I don't understand if I'm in there for 40 minutes, nobody else was in there. Nobody.
Girl,
There was
that's
no other patients back there. Why was I not seen? And I'm sitting there for over 40 minutes.
see, I learned. I'm sorry. Now
And
I'm
if you and when you
learning.
say something, and I'm telling you, as soon as I said that, like 2 minutes later, I was seen.
No, but what I've learned now that if it's a problem, you know, I'm recording everything now because you ain't gonna make me no liar. Once I say such and such, because see, they got a good habit of going, oh, that lady crazy, or that lady
Mhm.
to cover their behind. So when I make a complaint about you, number one, if I make a complaint about you, you must really have pissed me off. Because I wouldn't barely know.
Yeah,
I would see you first. I'm like, yo, what up? I would work it out with you because I don't know. I don't want to take no money out your household. I don't know if you got
right.
kids or whatever. So I'm always going to see you first. You were really, really very. I think I probably did it once, and I remember I was arguing with some people, and once the manager came, I left it alone. I didn't want them to lose their job, but I would see you first. But if you would have to really, really piss me off for me
Yeah.
to even go
Well,
over
I will
your
say the
head,
reason why I went up there and confronted them.
you
Okay,
have to.
so I'm sitting in there, nobody in the waiting room. And I hear them in the back, and they're talking about, what they're going to do on Friday night
Oh Lordy.
and where they live in. And they Google, oh, I would like to live in this house. Oh, yeah, that looked like a nice house. And they up there keying, laughing and everything. And I'm like, what is going on?
Like you ain't got nothing else better to do with your
And then
time.
when I say something, one girl look at like, is she talking? Is she talking? And the other one look at each other. And then the other one said, what did she say?
I
When
gotta be
I said,
like,
I'm scared of you, little girl, I said, I gotta go.
I be like, Lord. I be like, I always start
That's
off with
why
a
I told
pray.
you. I said
I
I
be
had
like,
to go a
Lord.
step outside, and I said, and I went like this. I'm too pretty for prison. I'm too pretty for prison. I'm too pretty. My sister say you so crazy.
She
That's what
said,
I
I'm
say
too
every
pretty for
time.
prison. I'm too
I'm
pretty
too
for
pretty
prison.
for
I'm too pretty
prison.
for prison. That's what I tell people that
Woosah.
too, boy. I tell people that all the time. Like, I ain't going to jail for nobody. No, Lord. That's why I'm
I'm
like,
not
oh,
doing
Lord.
it.
I be like, Lord Jesus, help, Lord. Have mercy, Lord.
I
Lord,
said, you
Lord.
just take a breath, take a breath,
Uh-huh.
take a breath, take a breath. But I'm serious, and she gonna talk about what did she say? And
Ooh.
roll her eyes and went back around the corner.
Jeez.
I was like, little girl, if you, ooh,
Girl, I would have to go outside too. Like, Jesus,
I did.
help me,
I said,
Lord.
I'll be back.
Help me, Lord. Help
Ooh,
me, Lord.
I was
Help
like,
me, Lord.
and my sister
No.
said, "What's going on?" And I was just out there breathing. I'm too pretty for prison. I'm too pretty for.
I would have fell out. I would have known by your face what was up. I'm like, girl, what
Oh,
happened?
she knew. She
I
knew.
know she did. I know she did. Like, what? I seen that face too many times. What
Mhm.
happened?
Well, she knows this is the reform me because the old me used to just swing hands, but you can't do that. Back in the day, you could just clock somebody, and that's what it was.
well,
Now these days, you're going to jail.
I'm not me. I'm not worried about going to jail. It's the recuperation that I'm gonna have to go through. So me hurting you, I'm hurting me at the same time. So it's the recuperation time for me. Even though I may tear you up, you might as well say we both lost, right?
Yep. Mhm.
Everything gonna hurt. So
Everything gonna
I have
hurt.
to strategize. Just like Lord,
Yeah,
do I
that's
feel
why
like being in pain?
I
But
said I can't
but
do it. I said I can't do it because I'm not wearing no old jumpsuit. I'm not doing it. I'm too pretty for prison. I can't do it. I'm too bougie. I already know that. Can't do it.
No, me. Remember, I told you I'm a night eater, and that kept me from that always kept every time I used to get mad. I think of me not being able to go to the refrigerator in the middle of the night.
Oh, that's a good one.
I'm telling you, I'm like, no, because everything is restricted. I'm not a
Mhm.
restricted type of person. I like to do what I want to do. So
And they're so
mhm,
chips because I'm
yeah,
definitely a chips in bed girl.
yeah. I'm like,
They ain't no chips in prison.
yeah, I'm not giving up none of that for nobody. No. I remember I had friends, and when I felt they was doing something, they didn't even know. I did a beeline.
Hmm.
I did a
I'm like, I
beeline.
got to go.
I didn't even say nothing. I just did a beeline, right? I did a beeline. And then they're like, oh, oh, girl, this is
Yeah, what
what happened.
happened?
And I was like, oh, girl, my mama, oh,
My mama
something.
called me and I had to go.
No, we didn't have cell phones. And I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot my mama had an appointment and I had to get on straight home.
Mm-mm.
I was not trying. And then
Oh, you know
that,
what I used to say? I
mm,
got to get home. You know the street lights about to cut on.
yeah, I should say any y'all. I blame everything on my mama because back then mamas didn't play, so you could
Yeah.
blame it on them,
Mhm.
and they knew you was or they thought you was telling the truth because they mamas didn't play neither, or they
No,
knew mama
nobody's mamas
mamas
didn't.
play.
And guess what? Back in the day, anybody's mama used to get with you.
Right, so I used to do a beeline real quick.
I had there was a neighbor that like three houses down from me, and she used to be like, like Marlene, you better get in that house. I'm like, yes, ma'am.
Man, oh man, and shit. I remember, boy, being this because people used to think I was joking. When I say something, I'm gonna do it. So this girl kept,
Mhm.
and she's a very good friend of mine still today. And she kept talking smack and doing all. I said, when we get off this bus, my F you up. She must thought I was joking. We got off that bus, I commenced the beating her butt. Tell me I was not summoned by her mama.
What?
Yes, because back then they didn't play. And they was like, y'all gonna make up. We don't play that. And because you have respect for people mothers. So
Oh,
if they
wow.
summons you, you went. Because that's how much respect we have for them. And then our sisters were best friends. So then we got in
Oh,
trouble
okay.
again just for fighting. So we had when they summons you, they summons you. And
Yeah, that's
and
true.
then it got back, you better go on down there because we knew that they didn't mean no harm. And we knew that it
Yeah.
wasn't because. So we knew, I'm like, oh man. So we got in double trouble, right? So
Yeah.
even to today, we still the best. We still really cool or whatever. But that's how it was done back then. That
Yeah, but
now
now
parents
these days
encourage it.
you can't say nothing to
No, they
nobody's
encourage it
kid.
now. Go
Yeah.
go kick her butt. Like back then, like nah, we grew up together, and especially if your parents was friends, they never encouraged that. They'll tell
Oh
you in a
no, you
minute,
couldn't
y'all
do
better
that
make up.
because
Y'all better
mm,
make up. Like they wasn't like
no.
no. Mm-mm.
And what I used to hate is my mom used to say, "Give them a hug." I'm like,
You know what? Oh, girl, 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 you ain't
and I'd
never
be
gonna
like,
lie. Uh,
barely. Mom said, "No, give them a real hug."
girl, you just
And I'd be like,
yes,
"Oh, I can't
yes, yes.
stand you."
I know. So I should make sure if I had an argument, I had to make sure you ain't know my mama because I'm like, and I didn't know your mama because then I was not getting summoned, to make up
Mhm.
with you.
To make
I'm like,
up. Mhm.
yeah, but that's but these things that we don't, it doesn't happen these days. Everybody's so worried about sexuality. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, they
I'm
think
like,
everything is like if you see, because I remember back in the day, it used to be all the time. Me and my friends, my girlfriends, we used to hold hands, and it wasn't anything like, oh, it wasn't anything. We were girlfriends,
yeah, and then boy,
and like play and do hand claps and all of that stuff and
yeah.
play with each other's hair and stuff. That's what you just did. But now it's like, oh, don't hold her hand.
Everything, every single thing is a problem now. Well,
Hmm.
some things that, especially and now you could just write a sentence, and especially if you're a content creator like me, you could
Oh
take that.
boy,
You could
you
take
write the
that.
wrong
You
sentence
could
and
take that one sentence, and everybody's doing a topic on it. I'm like, damn, they ain't even do a paragraph. They just did one sentence,
yeah,
and they probably didn't even finish the sentence. But you made the
paraphrase.
narrative. You made the narrative what you want it to be. But my thing is that when you do that, a lot of these content creators, but the drama ones, like me,
Yeah,
I always make sure I hear the full thing first. And
yeah.
And if I don't get it, I will say updates. And then
Right.
I will recant something.
Yeah,
I'm
but
like, no,
most people
that's
don't recant nothing.
right, because there's no honor anymore. There's no
No.
honor in nothing. There's no code. There's no
Oh,
honor.
don't even talk to me about that because I just
Ooh,
went through something
ooh.
here on this app on YouTube where somebody stole my content.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't know
you
if I
was
told you that.
telling me,
Did I tell
yeah,
you that?
yeah, and you everything you said to the everything. There's no honor. Didn't
Oh
even
my
shout you
God. And
out.
and it wasn't a small content creator, sis. This content creator that stole my stuff had 700,000 subscribers.
Mm.
Word for word, sis. Word for word.
I would have still got him, but I would have still spent it. I would have still spent it where it worked for me too. I'm
I
like,
know, but
I
I would,
don't.
but
Mm.
when you're mad, I wasn't thinking.
No, you could actually you could still spend it. I'm like, yeah, and remember when you use my, you know how people are like,
Remember
oh,
when you used my content?
I remember this guy right here. Remember him? And he stole my. I would do a whole thing. Yeah, and the people.
Yeah.
Just when people thought you forgot. No, I ain't forget. And remember when
1 year later,
I know,
remember 5 years ago?
like, are you still using people content, huh?
Yeah.
Because of me, if I know you do that, now I'm gonna watch you, and I'm gonna find out who else. Everybody
Oh,
check your
oh, trust
content.
me,
See
I
who
go to
robbed
their
you.
live. I see what happened is I went to their live in the bushes on my motivational channel,
Mm-hmm.
and they went and took my topic and did it on her. So it's like I went in her live, then she clicked back and saw what I just did. And I guess she thought I wasn't gonna do anything or say anything. Oh, like you know how like people say, oh, you should be glad they used your content.
I would have caught to every thief in the book. I done did a
Mm.
whole. I
Oh,
would
I
have did
did.
a
No,
whole
she
this
got a
show,
copyright strike from it.
and I would have still did a whole entire show on her or him,
Mm.
that person. I'm like, yeah, and
Mm.
they go around still. I'm like, what else have you
They steal
stolen?
from the small content
You go
creators.
steal it from. I'd have made the show have been small content creator stealers or thieves.
Yeah.
I'd have put out of through man. I tell people they better leave me alone. Like a lot of things I leave alone. It depends on the mood I'm in actually. Because
Yeah.
sometimes I like to play. You know, cats like to play.
Yeah, sometimes
Sometimes
I
I
like
like
to
to
be
play.
petty, but
Yeah,
that
but
time I
sometimes
was
like
just mad.
right.
I was just mad.
Yeah, but you ain't mad no more. I still get like you still.
No,
I'm
I'm
like,
not mad no more. I'm over it.
no, I'm not over it. I'm like, you still selling content? How you? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? What's going on, boo? You still selling? Are you still selling content over there? Hey, I'm like, no. Sometimes
They would
people be like,
never do it again.
I be having people sometimes really wanting to wring my neck, right? They be wanting to wring my neck because I do it so
Oh,
nice and
I
so
like that
nice and sweet.
that last topic that you did with the what you call it with Goomba.
Boomba. I'm getting after we get off here. I'm going to get back on Boomba, but I ain't finished with them. I ain't finished with them.
I know. Well, I'm gonna end now. Anything else you got to say, sis?
No, but I'm
No.
going to be definitely hitting you up on the DM. So, we could free talk or we could topic talk. And maybe
Okay.
we can get in ahead of time, what we want to
Sounds
do.
good for next week.
And then we could free talk. I love the free talk at the end.
Yeah, we could
Even
free
in
talk.
my station, like we got a radio station, but even on I like to always at the end free talk because
Yeah.
sometimes the topic is like, okay, we done now. This
Yeah,
is
we're done with that. Now let's talk about this.
whatever
Mhm.
comes to mind, or I'll look at the comments, see what they saying. What then we talk about that. And Vernell, are you still here? Hi. Hi, everybody. Who is still here? Who is
Well, it
still
says
in
it's two
here?
people in the chat.
Oh.
So I don't know who it's the two, my two ride or dies that's been here.
No, but you got to remember, sometime they're still here, but they're not being counted for because
Okay.
remember, you have to at least type something in every 15 minutes so it can
Yeah, or
register.
it's not counted.
So sometimes they'll still be in here, but maybe they left and they didn't say something in 15 minutes. So it may look
Mhm.
like there's 2 people in here, but you may have 5 people
Yeah, I
in
may
here
have five, right?
until
So,
they say something.
so thank you to everybody who came by today, and thank you, sis, for coming up on the panel. As always, I'll hit you on the DM.
All right, and then tomorrow I'm gonna be at Brown Girl Bella if you want to come over
Oh,
there.
what time?
She got me coming in for 9 o'clock. I'm like, girl,
9 in the morning?
no, in the evening.
Oh, okay. Then
But
that.
she like because she likes the hot topics. So I'm gonna be on her panel tomorrow. We're gonna be doing hot topics. We already got all the hot topics
Okay,
painted
nine
out.
o'clock.
So if you want to come on over there, and then I'm trying to have it to where all this old schoolers still find a way to,
Mm-hmm.
because
To
we
do
still the core.
something.
Yeah, we still the core, you
Yeah.
know. But I enjoy this day. I enjoy
Yep.
this time.
So next week should be going back to the original time unless something changes.
And thank you again for letting me up on your
Yes,
panel.
no
I always
problem.
appreciate this. And one day, we're gonna when we do the pod, you're gonna hit me up. I wanna
Oh
and we do
yeah,
something.
you got to come over to the podcast because I got a good topic I want to talk to you about.
But you got my DM, man. I tell
Yeah, I
people
do.
because y'all know after y'all tell me something, I'm gonna forget it.
Yeah, I know you're gonna forget it.
I tell I had people be telling me all the time, and girl, remember we was talking about? I'm like, no, I
And
don't.
you be like, no, I don't remember.
People tell me all their secrets and stuff.
Yeah.
I know everybody's secrets. And then I forget it, right? So when they bring the secret back up, and remember, I was telling, I'm like,
And you
no.
don't know. I
I'm
don't
like,
really
I'm
remember.
like, no. So that's why people tell me. I just so they can vent. So I'm the person they could vent to because they know I'm not going to repeat it because
Yeah, because you're not gonna repeat it.
I'm not going to know. I'm not going to remember. I'm like, it really, I'm not going to remember. My memory sucks. It really does suck. So
My memory
that's
is
why I say all that to say, hit me up in my DM
okay. I
with
will.
the time because we talk about it right now. Believe me, I'm forget.
Yeah, you gonna remember. You gonna forget in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, and so I gotta go get my ginger ale. I got
Yeah,
all the flavors of ginger ale. I got all the flavors. I'm trying
get
to
all
talk.
your ginger ale ready. I'll be over in your live.
All right, love. Thank you guys. Like I said, I always appreciate being here. So which one of these I gotta cut off? Okay.
All right.
Peace out, guys.
Bye,
Mwah.
guys.
You gotta have a little bye kiss